Sorry about that, man. um, I feel like there's always something wrong with my musical start, my clips. I gotta readjust those. Um, all right, everybody. Welcome to the Revolutionary Agenda. I am your host, Seduction Doll, aka Lady J. Um, welcome. I'm officially back at the dollhouse. Been over there at the Black House for like a great. It seems like. Um, I'm gonna introduce my guest that we have today, which is Jesse Paris, running for Denver mayor in 2023. Jane Kruma, um, and our West Coast correspondent Shabaka Senkori from Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. Also,
Greetings.
I'm a regular contributor slash producer on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. You'll be hearing a lot from me again. We just started up the new year and co-host the Frontline Black News. Welcome, gentlemen, and thank you for joining me. So go ahead and
Yes,
introduce
ma'am.
yourselves, Jesse, and then Shabaka.
Yes,
All right.
good evening, or should I say good morning. Thank you for tuning into the RBA. My name is Jesse LaShawn Paris, aka Chain Kruma, Frontline Black News, and I will be the next mayor of Denver this year in April of 2023. And y'all know me, I'm a regular here on this show. I do a lot of work in the community. I've been involved for a long time. So, thank you for having me on, Lady Che. I'm also the executive producer of Shabaka's, co-executive producer of Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, which we have every Tuesday,
Right.
and
Right.
a contributor here to the RBA.
Go ahead,
Yes,
Shabaka.
sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm Shabaka Sankori. I'm the executive producer of the podcast Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. I'm also a contributor there, the West Coast correspondent for Frontline Black News, and have we got a story for you out of the West Coast uh, today. Actually, we got two good ones for you. And so been up here doing it. So two ladies and gentlemen, monetize these platforms. Hit us on Cash App, Jesse for Mayor. When Jesse's out there getting the signatures, hit him with $3, $4, you know what I'm saying, for his campaign. Definitely Cash App Shabaka or St. Corey on Cash App. But please, I don't want none of you scam ass artists out there telling me a bunch of bullshit that I can get $20,000 from a small business loan association, because I get so sick and tired of motherfuckers coming to me with that bullshit. You're trying to hack me twice. Okay, but if you're legit, come at me, make your cash app, to Shabaka Sankori to keep these platforms up. But that other bullshit, like I put up on my wall today, hey, people, miss me with the cash app scams, okay? And each one of you cats that come up to me again with that shit on the inbox, well, we need this, we need that, you're going to get deleted, man, because that's all what I've been doing with them scrubs. Okay, because ain't nobody been making no money with that shit. The reports I've been getting back on it, people have been hacked, had all their personal information compromised. You see what I mean? And miss me with the bullshit. But if you're gonna make a legitimate donation, just make a donation. $sign Shabaka Sankori. The revenue is going to keep these platforms up. Revolutionary Agenda. Also, to Jesse Pears for Mayor, Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, and Frontline Black News. Okay, it's because what it is, we got to have our own media to tell our stories. Because mainstream media, your CNN, NBC, Fox News, Cartoon News Network or whatever, you guys say the same damn narrative when you do your stories, and you pretty much sound the same shit verbatim, like you're sitting up there rehearsing a fucking play or something. And then the most stupidest thing that I'm seeing is this vote for Speaker of the House, where you guys are sitting up there playing pussy with the taxpayers' money. You either gonna elect Hakeem Jeffries or you ain't. The dude McCarthy, He's garbage, you know. He's a crumb up out of California, ultra conservative. You got some dude there named George Santos, you know, that either got elected, is about to be sworn in. He's a damn crook. He did a bunch of crooked shit down there in Brazil or wherever, where the fuck he's from. Then he did some lies shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. See, when you look at bullshit like this is the more reason why to get this man, Jesse Paris, Denver mayor, who will bring integrity, you know, back to the world of politics. You see what I'm saying? Mayor Hancoon, go fuck yourself, man. It's because when you sit up there and let the migrants come up there and take up all that space right there, what about the unhoused out there? Now, don't get me wrong. I understand and recognize the migrants with their plight. I mean, I've debated with individuals on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhancing on Crookbook, Facebook, Fake Book, whatever, Tweety Bird, the whole 9 yards. And motherfuckers gonna tell me, but what about the kids down there in the detention centers doing the dump regime? Okay, you're right. It's bad for those children. But like I say, for us who are the descendants of slavery in this country, recognize the fact of how many black mothers had their infant children taken out of their arms and sold, and they never saw those babies again, and only Lord knows what happened to those children.
All right.
That's what Black Friday is all about. Yes, ma'am. And then I'm gonna say this here. Then let you continue, Lady J. Then I'm gonna talk about the situation there with Manhattan Beach. Okay, Lady J, I'm done.
All right. So, um, one quick second. I put everything in the so I could scroll across the thing. Yeah, let me scroll across. Jesse, answer that private chat message I sent you real quick, so I could add that. All right, Jesse. We're gonna start with you first, cause we're gonna start with you first. Um, we're gonna talk about this real quick. Mayoral election in the quickest way, but not the quickest way, but we're gonna talk about it a little bit. Because I haven't really. It's been a while since I actually sat down and questioned you about some shit. You know what I mean? Um, but it's because we've been so. I mean, say, but excuse me. We've been actually really busy. Um, with everything. Jeez, every time I move this, I swear. Um, man, it just don't let me actually do what I wanted to do. Uh, Go ahead, Jesse. I think that I'm gonna show the thing first, and then you could talk about it real fast. Okay, that's okay. Huh? Okay, great. Okay, great. Shabaka should be coming in right now. I'm just gonna show this,
Yeah, I'm right here. Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we're gonna get it going so Jesse can talk about this real fast. Mhm. Find it. All right, 1 second. I got it pulled up. I just need to make sure I had it right. Let me see. 10, yeah, there you go. Thank God for time. All right, family. If you've been paying attention, I've been making these little PSAs about. Hold on, real quick. I'm making these little PSAs about this fair election thing over the last 2 days on Facebook. Um, Real quick, hold on a sec. Try to get this right. I've been making this little Facebook these PSAs. Excuse me, sorry about that, fellas. Um, and basically just saying that look, we got how many days that you need? How many days do you have, Jesse? Is there a reason you're muted? Like, why are you muted? Unmute. Why are you muted?
I'm muted because I'm watching the show on YouTube, and I'm in the chat on YouTube, and I'm trying to share the show on YouTube. So that's why I'm muted. I got 15 days
And how many
now,
signatures do you need?
300.
I mean, okay, how many do you have? I mean, what's the remaining part that you need?
I need 300 total.
What do you?
I
That's
don't
not what
know
I'm
how
asking.
many I have because I don't have all the petition sections. I have at least 50.
Okay, so you need. Okay,
Okay.
so you need like another. Okay, so you need like another 250. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Now
so,
let
so
me
to
ask you
get an
this here.
understanding, how many donations do you think you need?
Probably that many.
Huh?
Probably about that many.
No, 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 no. Like what? Like 100, something like that. Some easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's probably what it is, right? Like 100 left.
I have to go look at the campaign finance website, but yeah, it's something like that.
Okay, let's make
Okay. And now I got a question. Okay, with Jesse getting mistreated like he is in this mayoral election, could he sue the city of Denver? Could he sue the county controller? Could he sue? I know there's some motherfuckers there he need to sue.
I have to
Starting with
sue
Hancom.
the clerk and recorder.
I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like
right.
we
Because
look at
I
something
just
different
find it
before
kind
I
of
go into that. You need to really sit down and
okay.
look
All
at
right.
stuff. Just to make sure
Okay. While you researching,
all
let
our
me say
ducks are in
this.
a row. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
I just feel like
Because it
I need to
seems
sit down and
very
look at
strange to me is that here the man filled out the paperwork. He's got a presence in Denver. Plus, there's a great work that he does for the community in Denver that he's been doing for the last 6 years. Helping the elderly over there at the apartments with the food bank. And then he ran for city council at large before he got 15,000 votes. Okay, so the man is known in Denver, Colorado. And then Jeff Fart. Okay, and then those who try to ostracize Jesse, those in the city government that try to ostracize Jesse, throw a monkey wrench in his works. And then I saw Brother Che on the live feed one time, and I think I was looking at the recording, and he's walking in there to exercise his constitutional rights to speak, and then he gets approached by somebody on the staff. Well, what are you doing here, and all that. I wish that raggedy motherfucker would have said something to me like that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Yeah,
real quick, hold on, Shabaka, about that.
yeah.
Black Valley, I'm gonna look into it real quick. Like we have an exact number. I'll let you know here like in like probably tomorrow. So no trip, don't trip. I just I just asked him a random questions to kind of throw him off. You know what I mean? But only
Okay, and if I may
because
make a,
well, you
a
know what he's going on
suggestion.
over there. Hold on a second.
uh,
Yeah, go ahead, Shabaka.
Okay, and on his 300 signatures,
You
they're
don't need
probably
that many.
gonna,
Yeah,
yeah, okay, but he should go if he can, and if the time allows, that he needs to get 300 on top of the signatures he already has. So therefore, so when they go through it to review it, they're gonna scrub some of the signatures, talk that bullshit. I mean, we can't read it that good, you know what I'm saying? So definitely be there with them, Brother Paris, when they do that with your signatures, is because this is a conspiracy against you. Jeff Fart, with his bullshit, okay, other motherfucker out there, man, hating on you. And then, the woman who approached you, well, what are you doing here? That is very condescending. This man is running for public office. He deserves the same damn respect that you're giving that sorry son of a bitch, Michael Hancoon there, who is the mayor? The man's running for the same office. So where's Jesse's limousine? Where's Jesse's security? You see what I'm saying? Where's his proper airtime with the Denver Post and on the local news there? And I forgot the name of the main TV station you guys have there, like with ABC. Well, where's Jesse's time on that? And then you got these fake ass individuals, going around there talking about they don't like Jesse saying black first, that you're gonna put them on blast. Okay, now people, if you're a Latino, okay, like which is common in Los Angeles, okay, you come to political power, of course you're gonna serve your people first. As long as you're doing right by the other people, but I don't have a problem with you going to your people first. Like that shit they did with De Leon. Okay, those of you of the Caucasian persuasion, you Irish, you Portuguese, you French, what have you. Of course, you're gonna serve your people's interests first. Okay, as long as you're serving everybody else's interests after you finish with your people's interests first. I mean, that's only natural. You see what I mean? But when it comes to these brain dead, ass scratching Negroes like Larry Elder, Hershey Barr, Warlock, the jury is still out with me on Karen Bass being the mayor of Los Angeles. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. But why is it that the Negro, they always want these Negro minded motherfuckers like Hakeem Jeffries, other house nigga, they have right there, Warlock and all that. Oh, and then the house niggas of all house niggas. Yeah, we got to give him the house nigga of the century award. Oh, Tim Scott, who got up there and said that America is not a racist country. I mean, that's like Ben Carson. Talk that shit. Well, when the slaves came here in the slave ship, they came here, folks, because they wanted to take part in the American dream. And then even the ass scratchers that he had, who was covering that bullshit story, even they couldn't even go for it. So when you got a coon and a couple of ass scratchers together, and the ass scratchers don't agree with the coon, something is wrong. Very wrong.
Yeah.
Now the dump, as in human shit. Okay,
Hold on,
hey,
Shabaka.
we know what the orange dude's about.
Hold on, Shabaka. Hold on before you get up into it. Let's talk to Jesse. You are Jesse for all this.
Oh yes, yes, ma'am, absolutely, by all
Um,
means.
it's kind of late, for the mayor. So, um,
Yeah.
Jesse, I'm gonna show this thing real quick so you can get into it real fast. All right. So, um, are you done doing whatever you're doing over there? So I'm gonna play this so you can focus. Um, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Where's am I sharing it? Sharing it. Can't see it. 1 second, family. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had it. I had it, and then I don't know where it went. I was like, stop it and restart the share. Um, I kind of forgot how to use StreamYard for a minute because I was doing a Facebook, Facebook Live over there at Jesse's house while I was there, and
Mm-hmm.
I kind of got rusty. Every time I'm not here, like some terrible shit happens, sometimes. So, um, there we go. Let's hopefully you guys could see it. Everyone can see it. All right, bet. Let's go. Go over here. All right. Um, this is City Council
committees
from the
and
other
the
day.
clarifying limit of contributions to small dollar donor committees in
Rewind back a little bit.
2023. When we moved the election date earlier, we did not move the calendar correctly, so it's an update within that. And an update of ongoing filings going forward. An update of the qualifying period and a realignment with the petition deadline from February 13th to January 19th to be in compliance with the debate requirement as well as just streamlining. Some update language for political actions committees and a clarifying limit of contributions to small dollar donor committees. And then an update for the debate requirement piece of the law. First, when we moved the election in 2021 with question 2H, we didn't update the reporting calendar to be in alignment with the Fair Elections Fund calendar. Currently is standing, people would be getting their payment, their last payment, well after their election day. So we're realigning it with that. The current semi-annual reporting deadline has caused some confusion, sort of when it transitions, creating some frustration, and then some realignment of the issue committee pre-election report. Currently, the pre-election report is due actually after the election, so realignment there. So in this bill, the update of the calendar, the 2023 calendar reflects the new election date and updates some of the reporting requirements between the extended general and the runoff. Standardizing the candidate reporting for non-election years to a biannual set standard within the calendar, including a 15-day preparation window. Currently, regardless, in the old calendar, you had to submit your report on the same day it was due and raise up until midnight. And then
Give me one
adding
second,
an additional
gentlemen. I got to do
pre-election
something
report
unladylike. I'll be
to
right back.
ensure that you can
Right
see
here.
who's
I'm right
going to
here.
raise for issue committee campaigning prior to election day. The qualification deadline. So we are changing a couple things in this law. One, aligning the currently right now it's February 13th is the last day you can qualify for the Fair Elections Fund, and goes well into the debate window required by law. So people could be still qualifying for the Fair Elections Fund and being forced into debates, and it caused sort of a challenge for the debate organizers. And the debates are going to start before the certification period ends. So we wanted to align the qualification deadline with the petition deadline, which is January 19th, which would ensure that all review and qualification for the Fair Elections Fund is in alignment with that period before the debates start. And then some minor clarifications of the debate sponsorship requirements. They are pretty vague as written, so some tightening of that. That probably won't make a major impact because that process has already been done, but there was some cleanup there. The debate requirement, so as it currently is written, upwards of 30 debates need to be held in a 15-day window, and then potentially up to 14 debates for a runoff. It was a pretty unmanageable process, both for the debate sponsors and the candidates in the window that is there. Currently, it's about, it's a 15-day window to get all these debates done in. So our solution is there are currently in the law are 2 mandatory debates in the Fair Elections Fund for the first round and 1 for the runoff. We want to reduce it from 2 debates in the first round to 1 debate in the first round. As you all have been candidates, know that there are already debates going on and plenty of forums. But by doing this, it will make it a much more manageable process to do 1 debate for every contested race in the first round and 1 for anyone that has the runoff. And then updating the debate window. Currently, it is between the UACAVA mailing deadline and so it's too short of a window. So by extending it from the UACAVA deadline to the local mail deadline, it provides more time for the debate process to happen. And then again, as we have sort of stated, and as candidates, there are already debates happening that aren't sanctioned by us. So we feel that there are enough debates. It doesn't limit it to only 1, so there can be 2 if they're qualified. There's no sort of cap, but it really just makes sure there's 1 mandatory for funding.
We don't know about this shit.
Because there is no debate happening. It's a damn lie.
Yeah, because if there's debates
Okay.
in the city, how come we don't know? Now we're not invited. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Regardless.
Very
Because we're not
important.
going to be invited to every debate. What
Yeah,
he's
but
trying to say is there's debates going on in the different districts, 13 districts in Denver. So each one of them has to have their own debates. He's not even talking about the mayor at this point. He's just talking in general. But for the mayor, there's only been
Okay.
1 forum, and that was in October.
yeah, but that was separate.
Okay.
What is there? There's a debate that they put on?
No, he's talking about debates that other organizations are putting on. Like I said, it's 13 districts. It's 11 districts. That's city council districts, and then there's 2 at-larges.
Right.
So it's 13 districts in all, and each one of them is gonna have their own. It's either having their own debates right now, or they're gonna have their own debates. They're gonna have their own forums, or they're already having them now.
Yeah, that's I got that part. So what I'm saying
Okay.
is there anything happening right now that we don't know about?
No, not for the mayor.
Okay, all right, carry on.
Okay. So
Go ahead, Shabaka, real quick.
okay. Yeah. My question is okay. So that there's debates for those who's running for the city council positions as opposed to the mayoral position.
And the
He's
mayor.
saying debates. He's including all of it. Anybody that's
Okay.
applied for the Fair Elections Fund, they're gonna have a debate specifically for those candidates.
Okay. As opposed to all of the candidates.
Yeah, because all the candidates didn't apply for the Fair Election Fund.
Okay.
And there's only
Okay.
15 days to do two debates, is what he said.
No, it's only 15 days to get
No, no,
enough
no. That's not.
donations
This is
and
what he
enough
said right here.
signatures.
This is what he said right here.
Currently in the law are two mandatory debates in the Fair Elections Fund for the first round and
Okay,
one for
so
the runoff. We want
pause. He's talking about after you apply, after you get approved for the Fair Election Fund, they're gonna have two debates. They're gonna have two debates for each district, or each district is going to have their own debate. So District 1 is going to have their own debate. District 2 is going to have their own debate. District 3, and so on and so forth. And the mayor is going to have their own debate before the general election.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Let me carry
Yeah, that's making a little, yeah, that there makes a little bit of sense right there. Then, of course, when they had the mayoral debate, Brother Jay, put it on YouTube, put it on the platform of Shabaka's Black Experience and Ads, put it on this platform, put it on our platform, put it on Frontline Black News, man, and let them bastards know that, hey, man, I'm putting y'all on blast with this. Then talk about how they disrespected you and mistreated you, and the violations of the election code that they have violated by that in the state of Colorado, and if not within the municipal codes of the city of Denver.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I would do, because see, just with you coming up there quoting that, and you're more versed in legalese than I am. And with me being an old bastard, I'm just saying this, man, this here will be more of an effect for you to make a positive impact on the general voting public. Also, too, man, mention the work that you do, with the monitoring the sweeps of the unhoused. Definitely mention, the work that you do every Sunday, man, when you go out there, with the food bank, taking food to the senior citizens. You see what I mean? And then put them bastards on blast and say, hey, where you money grubbing, stuck up the ass of preppy individuals, you know what I'm saying, who don't know what it's like to be poor, don't know what it's like to be out there, to be unhoused, freezing and not knowing where the hell you're going to sleep at, let alone bathe and do your hygiene properly. Put them on blast with that, see if they accept that challenge. But I mean, this is just a suggestion, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
just
hear
a
you.
suggestion. I will come with them with that. But like Bruce Lee said, take what is useful from any given situation and leave what is useless. But if they
Right.
open themselves up, man, this is my suggestion. If they opening themselves up, well, I done all this here for the great city of Denver, blah, 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 blah. Okay, fool, what did you do for the unhoused? I don't know. Okay,
Mhm.
what did you do for the elderly with the food bank? I don't know. And then when they start coming to you, man, with that type of shit, man, to build up your momentum, man, then you got them. And hopefully be it in the public, because that's going to make the voter think, well, wait a minute. Yeah, Jesse has been doing this here, and Jesse's had it is rough, but these guys have been pretty much sitting on their ass. You know what I'm saying? Fucking off the money, at city expense. Yeah. So what was that there you were saying, brother, about black first? And then why you saying black first? Okay, it's because hey, every other ethnicity. Okay, when their people come to power, they take care of their people first. I don't have a problem with that,
out.
as well as they should. Then deal, with all the other people, but you got to take care of your own first. You see? I mean, that's
Right.
only natural. To quote the words of the former heavyweight champion, may he rest in power. Hey man, bluebirds stay with bluebirds, blackbirds stay with blackbirds, white birds stay with white birds. Hey man, I love my people.
Right.
All right,
And
listen.
that's when he said, and that's what he said in 1973, 74, I believe. Okay, but anyway, carry on.
We'll carry on real quick because that way we don't
wanted
we'll
to
lose Jesse.
reduce it from 2 debates in the first round to 1 debate in the first round. As you all have been candidates, know that there are already debates going on and plenty of forums. But by doing this, it will make it a much more manageable process to do 1 debate for every contested race in the first round and 1 for anyone that has the runoff. And then updating the debate window. Currently, it is between the UACAVA mailing deadline and
Can you guys hear it?
so it's really
Yeah.
Yes.
it's too short of a window. So by extending from the UACAVA deadline to the local mail deadline, it provides more time for the debate process to happen. As we have sort of stated, and I know as candidates, there are already debates happening that aren't sanctioned by us. So we feel that there are enough debates. It doesn't limit it to only 1, so there can be 2 if they're qualified. You know, there's no sort of cap, but it really just makes sure there's 1 mandatory for funding. And then a couple other quick changes. We added some clarifying language of updating where political action committee and small dollar donor committee actually are written into the law, and adding a visual chart of the small dollar donor limits, because we've heard back from a number of committees saying, how much can I take? So we just wanted to put it in a chart form that folks could read.
Have you had a chance to look at the new chart?
No.
So that's sort of the end of the presentation, and look forward to your questions.
Thank you so much. We do have one individual signed up to speak this evening.
Here we go, Jesse.
I'll call them now. We have no one signed up to speak in person. Jesse Paris is joining us virtually via Zoom. Go ahead, Jesse.
Yes, good evening, members of council, those watching at home. My name is Jesse LaShawn Paris, and I'm representing for Black Star Action Movement for Self-Defense, Positive Action Commitment for Social Change, as well as the Unity Party of Colorado, the East Denver Residents Council, Frontline Black News, and I will be the next mayor of Denver in 2023. And I reside in, once again, the roach and bedbug infested Fusion Studios in Christopher Herndon's district of District 8. Oh, man. Initially, I was in favor of this change. But seeing that this fair election isn't as fair as y'all are making it seem, I honestly cannot support this. Like, all this work should have been done before the new year. Like, we have 25, 26 people running for mayor. We have like over 70 people that's running for office, period, in the city and county of Denver. And now y'all want to fix the calendar and add limits to the small action committees on how much money. This should already been done. Like, this is like honestly too late. And now you want to change the date for when people can actually qualify for the Fair Elections Fund from February to January 19th, which is also the deadline for the petitions. So y'all are really cutting this down to the wire, aren't you? I've stated previously, this Fair Elections Fund is not as fair as it appears. It is literally stomping out real grassroots candidates such as myself, because if you're not able to get enough matching donations, then you don't qualify for it. And if you're running for mayor, you have to get 250 matching donations. And for some odd reason, my donations are not getting matched. And majority of my donations are coming from Denver voters. So honestly, the city and county of Denver, the clerk and recorder's office, y'all are on the verge of a lawsuit at this point, because this is not fair.
Love it.
When y'all approved this fair elections fund in 2018, y'all didn't really think this over, because we have people that can fund their own campaigns that are having access to this fair elections fund, which they were not supposed to have access to because it was supposed to be a fair election. Not, oh, I have a war chest of money and I'm still going to get public dollars to fund my campaign. So whoever's watching media, y'all really need to investigate this fair elections fund, because it's not as fair as they make it appear. And it's really stomping out real grassroots candidates such as myself. So that's all I have to say on this. Don't approve this, but you're going to do it anyway, because that's what y'all do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That concludes our speakers. Are there questions from members of council on Council Bill 22-1641? Seeing none, the public hearing is closed. Are there comments by members of council on Council Bill 22-1641? Also seeing none. Madam Secretary, roll call on Council Bill, oh, sorry, spoke too soon. Councilman Flynn?
Thank you, Madam President. It's not as responsive as it should be here. I just wanted to thank Andy and the clerk's office for all the hard work they put into standing up this new program over the last couple of years, but especially now that the 2H last year changed some of the dates. So clearly we have to align everything. And I see that everything in here basically conforms with what has to happen in order for this program to function the way it's supposed to. So thank you for all the hard work that the staff over there put in on this. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you very much. Madam Secretary, roll call on Council Bill 22-1641. Blacc?
Mm-mm-mm.
Clark?
Aye.
Flynn?
Aye.
Hines?
Aye.
Cashman?
Aye.
Kinich? Aye. Sandoval? Sawyer? Aye. Madam President? Aye. Madam Secretary, close the voting and announce the results. 9 ayes. 9 ayes. Council Bill 22-1641 has passed. Thank you so much. On Monday, January 9th, Council will hold a 1-hour courtesy public hearing on Council Bill 22-1614,
Yeah, that's it.
amending Chapter 58.
Okay.
So
Every last one of them bastards sitting up there on that city council belong in jail, man, because they did not address the issues that you slapped them in the face with. There is no argument with undisputed truth. Okay, that's why they all shut up, man. After you had told them what you told them, and you told them rightfully so. And I agreed with everything that you told them, man, and you told them the truth about themselves.
So
Mhm.
Jesse, there have been like three articles describing the city council incident, um, and basically what you said, and then the pivoting to other nonsense, within the articles, news break. Um, how do you feel about that? They keep denying what Team Paris has been saying,
It's to be expected.
Hmm. Oh yeah, oh
and
yeah, yeah, very much so.
and
And
then
then I could tell. No, go
they're
ahead.
not
I'm
gonna
sorry,
let you
Lady J. Go
debate
ahead.
unless you get what is required.
They're not going to let me to debate in their debates. See, there's different debates. Like different organizations, different groups throughout the city are going to have debates. This is just the city itself hosting debates for the fair election candidates. That's why he said they have to have a minimum of one debate before the election, and they have to have another one after the general election because it's going to go to a runoff. So whoever goes to the runoff, they're going to debate afterwards if
But
they're a
it's
fair elections candidate.
but
Hmm.
don't you fact that that's important? Their debate.
Mm, it's kind of like the League of Women Voters and Denver Decides and all that other stuff. Like all the debates are important. Like that one debate that they're talking about having is important, but it doesn't outweigh the other debates in the other forums. See, like in 2019, there was like 10, at least 10 debates that happened all over the city, and it was different organizations that put them on. Now with this fair election shit, they're just adding on to that, so it could be upwards of 12 debates,
Hmm.
13 debates. When I ran in 2019, I was able to participate in every debate,
How
but
so?
now because there's nothing on when you go to file for office. There's nothing that says you have to raise this much money.
Right,
You
right, right.
have
But
to.
I'm saying, did you get
That's
invited
it.
or did you just bogart the situation?
I got invited to all the debates.
So
The,
then so
the
this time,
NAACP put on a debate. The
no,
League of
I'm saying
Women
that
Voters put on a
since
debate.
they're shadow banning, I'm saying since they're shadow banning, this time you can still the same opportunities can still be afforded to you by them inviting you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because this time is a little different.
Basically, all these people that's putting out these questionnaires are going to have debates.
Hmm. Okay. Um, is there anything else you'd like to say to the people in regards to
It's not
how you're
fair.
feeling now?
Like what I said at City Council still stands. It's not fair. It's nothing fair about this whole process. Like we're really going to show how illegitimate this process has been and continues to be. And
Right.
anybody, even Stevie Wonder, could see that this shit is not fair.
Right.
First off, you have to get what they don't tell you, and what I'm going to tell you is the donations that you get. The only way they get counted is if the person that donated is employed, has a job, has an address, and I think you have to have something else you have to have. It's like 4 criteria you have to have in order when you go to file on the searchlight, under map light, searchlight, whatever the hell they're calling it. Because it's confusing because they say it's searchlight, and then when you go into it, it says map light. But
So
whatever
if
software they're using to match these donations is attached to Act Blue. So in theory, you have to be a Democrat in order to even qualify for this shit because it's all connected to the same platform, the same search engine, the same machine. It's all backed by the machine, and the machine is the Democratic Party, and they're the ones that have their fingers on everything that's happening. So, with that being said, since I'm an
so
independent candidate, I can't use Act Blue. Only
wait.
Democrats can use Act Blue.
Pause
So
right
I
there.
use
Pause. So basically, what you're saying is not everybody can sign the petition.
no. What I'm saying is not everybody can donate.
All right, carry on. What?
No,
Man, I got so many questions, not enough answers.
not
Carry on.
everybody can donate, and not everybody can sign the petition because you have to have an actual address to sign the petition. Now,
Okay.
our unhoused neighbors, they say that they can vote, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they can sign the petition, and that doesn't necessarily mean they can donate to the campaign because they don't have a
Mm.
job, especially if they don't have a job, an
Right.
occupation, an employer. They want all that
Hmm.
information when you put in the donations.
Ah, I'm so man. So I got, woof, child. I got so, oh my god.
So it
So
sounds like they got
all
it
this pretty
pretty much
done,
staged.
and these people can get away with whatever. It's because the machine's gonna allow it. Because if that's the case, like for example, Leslie, she got all her motherfucking donations and shit within like a day or two.
Yeah, but
Everything within a day or two. And that's
Leslie had one of those events where she invited like 100, 200 people, and basically she got all them people to donate to her campaign, and all those people
Hmm.
were able to had some kind of verifiable employment, and they had an address.
family is back. Mind blown right here. So this is like a motherfucking epic motherfucking epic failure. That's why I be telling you
Okay.
quietly behind the scenes what I how I man sure what's cracking with my brain like ooh, wee.
See, when I ran in 2019, they didn't have this bullshit. You
Right.
followed the donations, but you didn't necessarily have to give all of this information that they're asking for now. You basically just have to
So
give
Okay.
their name.
that eliminates people going out of jail with misdemeanors.
Well, in this city and in this state, felons can vote. You can vote, but if you're on paper still, you can't sign a petition.
Or donate.
And
Right.
and if you don't have no employment, you can't donate.
If you don't have no employment.
So
Okay.
that's like a third. That's like. How many motherfuckers out of a job?
Okay.
Like,
So
we don't got no
Or
job.
or let me rephrase that. You can donate, but it won't count toward the Fair Elections Fund.
oh wow, man. Man.
Like you see the look on my
No,
face, family.
that
Like,
shit needs to be
why did
investigated, man.
did who? Did you know this from jump?
That needs to be in. Yeah,
No,
that needs to be investigated.
When you find out all this, like at the
I
same time,
found
right?
out all this after putting in so many donations and then not getting that.
Okay, now let me ask you a question here, and also to our audience: is that there ambiguous?
Yeah, it's pretty ambiguous. It's not.
Okay, now
They don't
Dr.
because they
Newton
don't
had
'cause they don't
stated,
tell you this. They don't tell you this initially when you apply for the
right,
Fair Elections Fund. It's
right.
like
Okay, so which means is they're not being fair because they're not giving you full disclosure. Plus, it's ambiguous. And to quote the words of Dr. Huey Percy Newton. Any statute that is so ambiguous that it cannot be understood by the common man or woman is not a statute.
right. And see, this was passed in 2018, but it didn't go into effect
Ah,
until this election season.
very interesting. Okay, so it
They
sounds like
set
that the
up.
culprits. That's exactly what I was about to
It's a
say.
setup. They knew he was going to end his term, right? So that's when
Hmm.
shit starts to get crunk. It's a setup.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And when this was
And that's
initially proposed, it was for candidates such as myself that didn't have funds to fund their own campaigns. Hence
hmm.
why $8 million of public dollars is going toward campaigns now. But it was supposed to be
Hmm.
for people that didn't have the money to raise or didn't have the means to fund their own campaigns. Hence,
Hmm.
fair election. But there's nothing fair about this.
Yeah.
Because if it was
Wow.
fair, why are people from the freaking state house and people that are still on city council applying for it and getting their dollars matched, and they already have the money to fund their own campaigns because they've already done it because they're already in office.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like some special interest stuff right there.
Hmm.
Did everybody know?
Spread out. Yeah. No.
All these companies
That's
know?
clearly no.
I don't. I think the ones that do know, they're not saying nothing. And I've only heard one person on Jeff's show say that they opted out of the Fair Elections Fund because of all the rigor mortis you have to go through. Because like if you get a donation, you got to get receipts. You got to upload all this stuff. You got to. It's just they're just very invasive. They want to
Which I
know
said
like
should have did from jump, man. I said that.
every freaking
Well,
thing.
not from jump, but at least like a couple months into it, I was like, we should have just opted. We should have just opted out. We here we are. But you're like, man. Well, in hindsight, you're like, you did say that. I just,
Yeah, but
like, and
the
I'm
way
at a
they
loss for words. I'm
the
actually
way
just
the
stumbling around. Like, I feel so fuck it. I'm like kind of mad and disgusted all at the same time. And I'm man, this is like there's so much how to say. I just don't want to say it online, like live. You know what I mean? Like so much to say, just don't want to say it live. I just need to. I just man. You know what I mean? Like I like us. Actually, you hear me stuttering? I'm so fucking upset. I'm like, basically, all I'm hearing is all this hard motherfucking work we've been doing over here is almost for nothing. I don't. That's basically what I'm hearing. It just
Yeah.
shortened it up. It's basically like it's almost for nothing. Anything we're working for,
Right.
anything we're doing, almost for nothing.
Okay, but however though,
Right? Is that what
okay,
I'm understanding?
okay, but however though, like I said, before I got cut off or what have you, but
My
by
understanding that?
my end, no, it's ambiguous. Okay, that's too much ambiguity. And and I don't know about the Colorado courts, but it was ruled here in California in Alameda County with a defendant by the name of Huey Percy Newton in the Alameda County courts that brought it up, that said that any statute that is so ambiguous that if it cannot be understood by the common person, okay, then it's not a statute.
Right. And see, this isn't a state
So,
statute. This is a city with referendum proposition. It was
hmm
initiative. It's one of them three. It was when it was passed in 2018.
okay,
Shit.
okay,
Who behind this
So
particular piece?
Owen Perkins.
okay. Okay, so what I would do, brother Shay,
Quick,
is get
like,
up here.
see, the reason why this even came into fruition is because they were
Hmm.
like, look, all these corporations, all that dark money is going into these campaigns. So to keep
Right.
that from happening, we need to
Hmm.
create this fair elections fund so
Hmm.
that we can keep the dark money out of the election.
Hmm.
And yet it's still there. Like, right.
No, it's there big time.
It's
In
still there,
fact, I'm willing to bet this
right?
last $20 that I got in my pocket that it was the dark money that got that bullshit passed. That they're trying to subjugate Jesse to.
Hmm.
But yeah,
But I mean, yeah, that's what I would bet my money
it's
on.
like a mere
Is because
speculation at best. But and everybody in their mama's hands is all up in this shit that are running for
right.
like these three people who's running three. I'm not just being generous. There's probably like maybe 4 or 5 that are running for political office currently. Got their hands all up in this bullshit.
Yeah, they endorsed the
Right.
shit.
Right.
They
Which
endorsed it.
And
which was really surprising yesterday, or well, the day that this happened on city council. Where the fuck were they? They usually come on to talk about we're gonna make this in the fair election. Where was they? They're
Right.
there every other
right.
time when this shit is cracking off with city council. I mean, we've seen them at least twice since the
Hmm.
shit started, but they were nowhere to be found during city council, and you can't even convince me that one person we know, our friend, didn't know that was
Right.
cracking off in city
But
council.
they're all getting the fair elections money. So they're gonna keep their mouth shut.
Right.
Their hands is all up in it
Right.
too to help them create these little decisions, right? Because that's what we know.
Well, we already know the
Hmm.
council is bought and sold. I've been telling you for
No, I
years
mean,
that.
not that. I'm talking about that it's almost factual. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Well, when they passed the shit last year, they're trying to justify by saying, "Look, we have to do this because this got passed last year, so we got to bring everything up to speed now." But my whole thing is, why didn't you do the shit in the last year?
No, I'm talking about like I'm talking about hypothetically like uh Mr. Motherfucking Clean Air and Clean Environment. He's up
Hmm.
in it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
he's getting fair. Like I just said,
Yeah, but
all
his
the
hands
people
is
that's
all up in
getting
it.
Yeah,
Not that
he,
he's
he
receiving it,
no,
that
but
he
he
had a
is
part in
though. But he is though. Like this is
Yes, but he
basically
had a
hush
part in it
money.
initially, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's where my vote would go.
Mm-hmm.
He had a part in it. Of course, he's gonna get something from it. Of course, he's
Mm-hmm.
gonna allegedly qualify. The man's an alto, for God's
Right.
sake. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's singing it. He's an alto. Of course, of course.
And even
What
he
I'm
said
saying.
it was ridiculous. He said he had to. He said he had to get a check and bring back a penny to them. Otherwise, they weren't going to accept the donation for fair elections. Like it's just ridiculous shit. It really is.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
we
All
didn't
right.
have to go through none of this shit in 2019. None of it.
Right.
We had to
Okay.
report,
So
but we didn't have to go
right.
through all this extra stuff.
Okay. All righty.
This is
So
this
this is
motherfucker.
just
Yeah, go ahead, Shabaka.
so. Okay, so what that is right there, that there's some ambiguous shit right there. You got too much ambiguity on there. And do the feds get off into local elections as well too?
Usually they don't,
Okay, but if you can get to the
At this
unless,
point,
local
I think
unless,
everybody's
news,
in the pocket of
unless
everybody.
there's some serious corruption going on.
Yeah, at
Like
this point, does
no,
it
that's
matter? Everybody's in the pocket of everybody. Everybody's being monitored by everybody. At some point, the only decent motherfuckers in this race is like maybe six of us, and a couple of them are running for council seats, and then
out
there's
of
us.
70,
You know what I mean?
six out of 70,
That's just being generous. If I really had to think about it, it's probably less than that. That actually
four
have
out of 70.
actually have motherfucking integrity, regular, decent, actual individuals. Everybody's so motherfucking wrapped up in everybody's ass. I wouldn't be surprised if everybody's being monitored fucking by everybody. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Who's doing what? Who's taking what? Who's making fake ass motherfucking promises? Why everybody looks so motherfucking flashy all of a sudden? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's just bought and paid for, and they just keep fluctuating the motherfucking people's money around. Of course, everybody knows.
okay,
But they'll let you get away
okay,
with only years and years of motherfucking corruption before they get you for some motherfucking tax evasion or some motherfucking financial fraudulent shit or fucking lying on some other bullshit or some sort of fucking Me Too move. They'll wait. They'll like build it up and build it up. They'll watch you fuck off for
Mm-hmm.
like 2, 3 years. You know what I mean? So of course they know. Why wouldn't they? Let's not even leave it past. But it don't matter when you got the average motherfuckers, the lower end at this level.
When
You
I
see what I'm
signed the
saying?
paperwork, when I signed the paperwork to get on the ballot in 2019, there's literally a paper that you have to sign, and it says you will not be convicted of bribery, malfeasance, larceny, theft. Um, it's like 10, 20 different crimes on that
hmm
list.
It's before you file for office. But we're talking about as they're in, as things are happening within the realms of things. Right now, you're just a regular. Right now, everybody started out regular, and now look at them.
Until you sign that paper.
I don't even think that paper matters in
okay,
what's going on now.
okay. See that there's some ambiguous shit that you got going on right there in the city of Denver. What I would do, Mr. Paris, okay, this is just a suggestion. I would try to seek out somebody on the damn national news, man, CBS, ABC, NBC, and tell the motherfucker, look, man, if you all want a story, man, I got one for you right here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
it's
like
because you're
the army
going
story.
into this. Okay, all right, okay, but what I'm saying is, okay, the articles is good. That's real good. That's real good. Okay, but what I'm just saying is, man, you got to pique somebody's interest, man, on the news crew, man, for one of the affiliates of the big three networks. So you say, because I forgot what
Right.
the NBC affiliate was in Denver,
It's
but
nine
would you,
news.
but is okay, or on the local news, you got to get next to somebody on the fucking news, brother Che. You see what I'm saying? And get up there on the tube with them, man, and tell them this, man, is because this shit is is crazy. That's too ambiguous.
Not only that, but you got to think about how the media is. The, the
Well,
media
that's
wants
true too.
the media's
Okay.
already picked the motherfuckers they want to win. Like
Yeah,
it's this
Well,
is a
that's
kind of
true.
failure right here, like of epic proportion.
they were saying people were front runners that nobody had even heard of.
Right.
Okay, now. Okay, now let's look at the dump. Let's learn from his mistakes. Now, the dump, when he threw his hat in the ring, right? Okay, we all knew he was a shoe in to win anyway. Okay, because the country was mad that Obama got elected, and like I said, and then when Obama won the nomination in 2008 in Denver. You know, I had came to Denver that day is because I was tripped out about how all the traffic was backed up. And I said, yeah, that's right. Obama's in town to accept
Mhm.
the nomination when he made that infamous change that we couldn't believe in. Yeah, that motherfucker came up with some changes, all right. Some
Yeah,
bizarre changes.
and right
Okay,
after
but
that, Denver became. Right after that, Denver was open to the highest bidder, and it's just
right.
been all
Okay.
downhill ever since. I mean, it was already going
Okay, just like
downhill before that, but
right.
it had a steep
Okay.
decline after that.
Okay.
Gotta
And
say,
then Los Angeles, it went down even worse. It declined even more and more homelessness. More homeless people got added to the streets. You know what I mean? And the
Hmm.
cold part about it is not changing the subject, but you got second and third generations coming up homeless in LA, brother Jay. And I'm sure the same thing with unhoused neighbors
Hmm.
in Denver as well too. Now where am I going with all this? If you can get the ear of a newscaster, man, you know what I'm saying? On a local level, you got to tell them that Denver is having a human rights violation. And this is definitely a human rights violation. That anytime that you let some asshole down there in Texas is going to fill a bus up, sending them to the shelters in Denver in cold weather. And Texas is bigger than California, Colorado, and Utah all together.
Well, it's not bigger than California, but it's bigger than Colorado, and it's bigger than Utah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, well, okay. Now here's what I do know, brother Che. I drove from one end of Texas to the other. Right, it was
Hmm.
810 miles. I
Hmm.
drove from the top of California down to San Diego in the course of my lifetime, and I did 796 miles. So Texas is only wider by 18
Yeah.
miles, I believe, longer than California is. But
Mm.
and even if you have to go out of town to a newscaster right there, well, you know what, brother Che,
Hmm.
that'll be your best bet, man. Okay, if you could make contact with KCAL in Los Angeles, which is a local independent news station, and
Hmm.
it used to be the Lakers' home channel, Channel 9. Okay, wait a minute. And KTLA. Fuck
Okay.
CBS, fuck ABC, fuck NBC. But if
Okay.
you can make contact with those guys there in Los Angeles where they talk about the city of Denver, right?
Uh-huh.
And if you can get enough exposure on there, man, to put the city of Denver on blast nationwide, man, with this here being a year before the next big election, you see what I mean? And everybody's already tuned in to politics and elections because of the shit that's happening in the U.S. Congress, where what is this, the 22nd time they're gonna vote for this motherfucker, man, who don't nobody like him. McCarthy, man. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. That's some damn nursery school shit, man. Come on,
Hmm.
that's nursery school. Now, and emphasize about how not only are they making a mockery out of the process at the federal level, but what they're doing in the city of Denver at the local level as well, too, man. I mean, man, I don't know what's more redundant. You know,
Right.
trying to get this dude McCarthy elected, man. Don't nobody want the motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? He ain't
Mm.
shit. He's
Mm.
representing a racist ass rural part of California anyway, Kern County. I mean, that's where they got the Mexican American people, man, still picking them damn crops and shit for low wages. That's why Cesar Chavez came into existence and formed the American Farm Workers Union. And you know who brought a lot of attention to that cause, man, in the late 60s and in the early 70s?
Martin Luther King.
Nope, it's going to blow your mind when I tell you.
Muhammad Ali.
Nope,
Malcolm X.
nope, you're close.
Kwame Ture.
Kwame Ture was affiliated with the organization for a brief time. It was the Black Panther Party.
Okay.
Because I remember as a child, I used to like grapes as a kid, right? And so when Mama would go to the store, and Mama be sure to get some grapes. She says we ain't eating grapes, we boycotting grapes. I said, well, how come no grapes, Mama? And then she says because of the migrant workers. And then as an adult, as I look back on those issues that I was reading of the Black Panther newspaper as a kid, Cesar Chavez was in quite a few of the publications, and he was the one, man, that brought attention to the rights of the American farm workers. He's the one that gave them the right to unionize. You see what I mean? And what I'm saying is with that bullshit that they got going on there in Denver, Colorado, man, what I just witnessed right there, what you told them motherfuckers, and that bullshit right there, sir, they are denying the people their basic right to be lawfully represented in a municipality. They are infringing upon your right with prepackaged bullshit, man, for you to go out there to represent the people of Denver as its chief executive, meaning the mayor.
Right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We've been saying that all along.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And I will call up KCAL News in Los Angeles first thing tomorrow.
Do you
Mm-hmm.
have a contact over there?
Okay, what I'll do, I'll pull the contact information for you, man, and I'll forward it to you first thing tomorrow when I wake up.
Okay, sounds good.
Yes, sir. And then, and the reason, and tell them when they contact you or you contact them, hey, I'm Jesse Paris. I'm running for mayor of Denver. They can verify it. Your name is in the what do they call that? I'm going to use the term registry, but
Yeah.
I forgot what they call it. But you are a legal bona fide candidate for mayor in the city of Denver, and just tell them that hey, my campaign is grassroots. This is the Unity Party, but I see some improprieties right there, sir, and we need to bring it to the public's attention. And I bet you, man, I bet you, if KCAL makes a story on that, if they do it right, that is. You see what I'm saying? Then that ought to be hitting the national scene as well too. And then, man, yeah. See, that's what I'm looking at. See, that's your left jab right there to land your right cross.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And the reason, and you were telling me in Los Angeles, so and then what you could do, kiss Karen Bass's ass a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's just for politics anyway. You see what I mean? Although me personally, I don't think she's gonna do shit in the long run, but I'm gonna give the sister a chance. Okay, and this is why I had to come out here to LA because you guys are shown everywhere, and this is what's happening in the city of Denver.
Before we do all that, we go do my due diligence and just make sure we write exact on everything. That way when
absolutely,
they want to do
absolutely
some this shit, we're right and exact. Just to cover all our bases. You know what I mean?
No. You're absolutely correct. No, that's intelligent.
Best
No, that's intelligent. You see what I'm saying? But I honestly believe that they got their hands down for that one right there, man, and you can land a very, very powerful overhand shot.
That me saying that is like, saying that, I like, goddamn, if anybody call me a motherfucking liar, let me just go ahead and make sure my Jesus sees and P's and Q's.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
That way, that we have a fucking even ground to stand on. That's just the right thing to do anyway. When motherfuckers make plans of such devastating magnitude, You know what I mean? That we just are
Mm-hmm.
right that just in case. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Motherfuckers, that's how the devils work.
Well,
They'll
no,
find
but that's just it though. But you see,
to
but to
shame you,
prove your
embarrass
point,
you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
right? Yeah, but to prove your point even further, Lady Che, all that double speak that they giving this man here with that bullshit that I saw right there at the Denver City Council, all that is double speak, man. That's the devil talking out of both sides of his mouth.
Yeah, that's what I said
Yep.
And
in my live today.
yeah, yeah, and Kurt talking out the crack of his ass at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like
I
I
mean,
just want to make
how in
sure
the
we're right.
entire? Wait a minute. But my question is this: this man filled out the paperwork. Okay, this man, is experienced at running for office in the city of Denver. The man is also locally known of the work that he does, monitoring and helping the unhoused. The man also every Sunday, goes down there, from the food bank and disperses, the food, to the senior citizens. You see, now when has any of them sorry, snobbish ass, rich ass motherfuckers that he's running against, who's in the state capital of Colorado, uh, Hickenlooper, the senator who ain't shit because I met that no good bastard, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't do shit for us or what the fuck we was trying to do when he was the mayor. You see, I never met Wellington Webb, you know what I'm saying? Although I heard of him, but I never met him. But I did meet, John Hickenlooper when he was the mayor of Denver, and he wasn't shit because, he fucked us around on what we was trying to do at the local level. You see? And we
Mm-hmm.
was trying to do something for Denver's youth, man, to turn them away from the negative aspects of living in the inner city and getting them doing something positive. You see
Right.
what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, so that is just a suggestion, Brother Paris, You know what I'm saying? But to me, it's a no-brainer, man. Yeah, and I'll have the contact information to you with a phone number to KCAL or KHJ Television, man, Channel 9 in Los Angeles.
Okay. Thank you, Shabaka.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Um,
Most definitely.
and just for the sake of argument, family, I will go ahead and make sure we write the exact just because like I just we can't allow any of this devilish shit to embarrass us or make us look like we telling lies or we ain't writing exact. So just proper just because going for the win. I'll make sure you write an exact. So as I'm just gonna do my due diligence just because it's the right thing to do. Just for the sake of
All right.
arguments. But Jesse to win. All right, moving
Okay,
on.
let me ask you this. Okay, now let me ask you this right here. Then I'm gonna talk about Manhattan Beach. You remember the movie The Wizard of the Oz,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
original one? And when they went to go see the Oz, because the Scarecrow, he didn't have no brains. The
Mm-hmm.
Tin Man, he got tired of getting arrested of the Cowardly Lion, who was a straight buster. You see what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you remember the little dog when he went and pulled the curtain away, and what did he say? Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what the fuck them assholes was doing right there with that bullshit, man, that you went through. And
Mm-hmm.
you told them right. And you told them right. I
Yeah.
love the tone that you had against them sons of bitches, and you shut them up because there's no argument with undisputed truth. And this is why these no good, low life, dirty ass bastards couldn't sit up there and say nothing, man, because you hit them with too much truth.
Right. They didn't even try to
And you hit them
argue
with
it.
the real.
They didn't even try to
No,
argue it.
brother,
Like,
sir, sir,
oh,
sir. There is no argument with undisputed truth. So they come up there with
mm-hmm.
prepackaged bullshit. Oh, well, let's
Mm-hmm.
move on to something else. No, address the fucking issue that this man just brought up right here. So take it, yeah, and I'm going to have
And
the
they
phone
voted
number to
aye
KHJ.
on it all. They voted on it. They voted to pass that
Yeah.
bitch. And what was even trivia is that just earlier, like half hour earlier before that, me and Jesse, well, Jesse and I went in on them again earlier. Just shut down
Hmm.
earlier. I
Of
posted
course,
that
man.
yesterday on my little Facebook PSA, and then
Hmm.
today, this is like the YouTube StreamYard version of the two PSAs I did yesterday. Um,
Hmm.
in all actuality, I'm I'm so upset. I don't even know what to do with myself right at this very second. But do
And
some
this
research,
is why I'm saying,
doing some research. I need to do some reading right now. Like in a little bit. It's
oh
because
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
because it was vague, and like I'm the one. I'm like me and him talk, but I'm drafting all this shit, right? And I feel like just lack of knowledge really prepares you not prepare you for the war. So like
Right,
you don't have all the information until the very last minute. You're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Now I gotta re-strategize in my mind. This is how everybody should really think about it. You gotta re-strategize because you don't have all the information because you're too busy reading on how to change shit. And then you
right,
don't have all the information because it's like being held out or very vague. Not
right.
just ambiguous, but it's vague, and you only get like 5% of the information when like from motherfuckers that actually know the information. You
Yeah.
know? And
Hmm.
so it's like, come on, man, like this shit is just like I said earlier. I was just asking Jesse. So basically, all this motherfucking work we've been doing for the last motherfucking 7 months, not eating, sleeping, fucking just stressing the fuck out, man, doing the work with no motherfucking support and all the motherfucking hatred in the
Right,
world. This has basically been for like nothing.
right,
Question mark, Jesse.
No, it's been for an actual reason, an actual cause. I told you from the get go that they were gonna do everything in their power to keep me from getting in the
Yeah,
mayor's
but
seat.
you see how
So
it's set up
this
like
is
that though, right?
just showing you examples of what they do to
But it's
keep
not just
you
hmm,
out.
it's an everybody situation. They've already made their decision.
Well, they're all in cahoots with the shit because they're all getting fair
right.
election money. All of them mugs that voted I, which was the whole council, I believe it was 12 ayes,
Fine.
or just one
Hmm.
missing.
Yeah,
And it's supposed to be 13. So
right.
somebody wasn't
Hmm.
there.
Couple of people weren't there.
So what was the final vote? What was the final
Nine,
vote?
nine
9.
eyes. Yeah,
So they had enough to pass it. Because
right.
with them nine that voted I are getting fair elections money.
Okay, so that just goes to show is that they serving their own special interests.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
see what I mean? But you are not in a clique, and you oppose the shit that they do, and rightfully so.
Because they want you to
Okay,
develop your money. Because that we learned that too yesterday. They let you want to be on
yeah,
the fucking program. You ain't getting no shine.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Learned
You
that too
see,
yesterday.
but
I'm like,
because
yeah, dude.
okay,
My
and the
stomach.
reason why they're trying to prevent Jesse from getting any type of exposure of getting out there is because they are afraid of Jesse's because he's telling them these assholes of what they are, Jeff Fart included. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's why I'm so glad, Brother Paris, that when you said tune in to Jeff's show, and I wrote that comment. I says, "What do you ass scratchers are gonna do?"
Yeah.
And they all, yeah, you see what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
then, oh boy, he had it in for me right there. Okay, because I struck a sensitive nerve right there. So what you want to do is the same principle right here, but don't be. I'm not going to use the word boisterous, but so blunt as I was. But hey, the reason why I'm coming out here to Los Angeles to KCAL News is because California, you guys are a trendsetter, which it is across the nation. From the three strikes law to decriminalizing cannabis, you know what I'm saying? Because we've been trying to decriminalize cannabis in California, man, since like 2000. Every fucking time it went to the ballot, man, they'll kick it out. It didn't get it. It didn't qualify. It didn't qualify. But I find it very interesting is that Colorado got it done before California did.
Yeah.
Oregon was like the first one in the nation to do it. Washington State got it before California. You see, in Washington State, they don't. Wait a minute. No, Oregon, they don't charge sales tax on their shit.
Mm.
Okay, wait a minute. That's Washington too, because I'm trying to remember where the Emerald Queen Casino is. Yeah, because they got this place called World of Weed up there in Tacoma, right off of I-5, and it's right by this casino, called Emerald Queen, right? And so when I went in there and they said, "Oh, yeah, you out of California." I said, "Yeah, we just flipped it. We're going to be following you guys." He says, "Man," and the dude was right. He says, "Man, I hate to be the bearer of bad news." I says, "Let's hear it. California, man, is getting ready to tax the shit out of you guys, man. You know, it is absurd." And I says, "Well, what you mean, the sales tax?" He says, "Not only are they going to get you with the sales tax, they're going to get you with the sales tax, the state marijuana tax, then the city tax, or where you get it at, and the county tax." Okay, it's because I go to Stanislaus County. They told me what I wanted, and this is all legal. So any of you motherfuckers out there who's hating, man, this is not a crime of what I'm talking about. I bought it from the dispensary in Stanislaus County. The rate was reasonable, right? So I'm near San Francisco. So we cross the bridge. We go into SF. Ordered the same shit. They wanted 3 times more the amount. And I said, "You Shanghai motherfuckers, you here in this Barbary Coast, man. Yeah, you all are barbarians. That's why they call it the Barbary Coast." And keep in mind, during the cowboy days, they'll catch a dude, man, hit him with some opium, man, get him drunk. And he walk into one of them bars up there, man, and the trap door open up on his ass. He fall down in there, and then when he wake up, he in the middle of Frisco Bay on a slow boat to China.
All right.
That's what they used. Yeah, that's what they used to call being Shanghai. You see what I'm saying?
Jesse?
Huh?
Anything else, Jesse, that you want to say in regards to that? Because I know you're getting tired, or I don't know what's. Is there anything else you want to
Yeah,
say?
and I still gotta talk about Manhattan Beach too.
Right. So I
Yeah.
feel like that. Anything else?
I mean, I pretty much said it all. It's not fair. It's not what they made it seem like it was going to be in 2015 or 2018. And it really needs to be investigated. And like, I'm going to contact KCAL and whoever else and get them to look further into this, because it's not right at all.
Right. And the reason why you're taking it out of Colorado, man, is because you don't figure that you're gonna get fair recognition for it in Colorado.
Either he really does that. Like, here's the problem with that. Regardless of what he does, if he does that, it's not going to change the scenario here, except bring a little light to it. But it's not going to change the requirements of what he needs to debate, or at least what
Okay,
we're
no.
for,
Okay,
last day.
but what I'm saying though, Lady Che, with him doing that, he might get the will of the people at the last minute, to come in there and say, "You know what, this brother Paris is right. Yeah, so let me go up here and pull my support from these previous crooks anyway." You see what I'm saying? In other words, you want to rattle their cage so damn bad that they start tripping over their own Johnsons and don't know what the fuck to do, and then move on in there, man, and become the next mayor.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. That part. You see what I'm saying? And fuck them. And I could tell by the way, man, how they, hate to see you coming. Why do they hate to see you coming, man? They hate to see the truth coming, brother. That's what it is. Because because what you doing, Brother Paris, is that you coming up there with a great big mirror, man, bringing them tricks face to face with they bullshitting selves.
And that's why they don't want me
That
in
is
debate.
exactly, sir. That's why they don't want you into the debate, because you're going to speak against the popular version of what is truth. You're going to tell these sons of bitches about what they stinking asses are about, and they ain't going to like it. And the reason why they ain't going to like it, why? Because if you expose that about them, and they'll lose the fucking election and you would win it. See, listen to an old bird, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You see? And Los Angeles, man, yeah, they would love that story. Yeah. They would love that. That's Hollywood. They're always looking for something. You see what I mean? And then, just like you told me, man, when I was doing the live feed, when I was cussing out Universal and Warner Brothers right there, right in front of the Kodak Theater, like I said I would do, right there on Hollywood and Island, which I said I would do, which I did. You said, man, TMZ, man, that's the feds. Here, see. And I found it kind of interesting that the bra gonna wonder, well, who are you? And start writing down shit. And I saw your thing up there, your response. That's why I eased on away from them. And then you saw me talk to Superman and go up there and look at the footprints and all that old shit. But yeah, man, that's what the fuck I would do. And hopefully these motherfuckers is listening to this StreamYard of what we're doing right now. See? Fuck them corrupt ass politicians in Denver, Colorado. Same thing with Los Angeles too. Fuck Mayor Cancun.
Right.
Because I looked at that double speaking ass scratching Tom, man. I wanted to kick in my own cell phone. Oh, well, we got all the immigrants coming here, and it's really putting a strain on the Denver city resources, as opposed to the mayor saying, well, guess what I did? They brought them here. I ordered the Denver Police Department, man, to send them right back to where they came from. Because we already got a house, and we already got a house and situation here in Denver. So of course, with me being American, I got to take care of the Denver rights first. You see, so send them back there to who was the governor that sent them there? Greg Abbott of Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see what he's doing. Okay, so they're putting so much heat up on him about the border. So what he's doing is, man, he's taking state funds in Texas, giving all the immigrants on buses and sending them to Denver. And I'm probably sure he's sending a lot of them to LA as well, too. You see? You know what I mean?
Yep.
And which is highly disrespectful. I'd much rather that the governor, send them back to the border and kick them back across the border, as opposed to sending them further into the country. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And how is chocolate cities like Cleveland and Chicago having large Latino communities now? Them was our strongholds. I could see Los Angeles, I could see Oakland, I could see San Francisco, damn sure San Diego having a high Latino population, because they're right across the street from Mexico, literally across the street. The U.S. and Mexico is in San Diego, man. It's just like Aurora and the city limits of Denver when you cross it. What's the name of the street? Monaco, I believe.
Yosemite.
Yeah, Yosemite. That's right. Yeah, Yosemite. Yeah, Yosemite. Okay. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. And so if this asshole Greg Abbott, is doing this right here, man, then what the mayors need to do, hey, man, check this out. I'm sending the police department out there. Not one of them motherfuckers is to get off that bus, man, and we ordering you drive this motherfucker about this city, man, or drive it back to where the fuck it came from.
Right. That's all he had to do.
See?
But he won't. He don't.
Yeah, that's all he had to do. Right, but then Abbott, he's sending them to Kamala's house and all of that. So that's what them sons of bitches is doing there with you in the city of Denver, sir. They are not giving you a fair shake, sir.
No, not at all.
They keep coming to you. They keep coming to you with too much ambiguity. You see? every day the rule change. You see what I'm saying? Every day, it's a different price when you go to the grocery store for the same shit.
You're right.
And then half the motherfuckers, that you showed me look dense as hell, brain dead as hell, opportunistic as hell. But ain't nobody got no legitimate concern for the unhoused neighbors who very well could be freezing to death right now as we speak.
Facts.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? You
Yep.
see what I mean? And then, of course, the unhoused situation in Oakland. Okay, Oakland is getting ready to get drenched. Okay, we got a lot of unhoused neighbors out there. Unlike snow, snow is solid. Okay, but water, it's mobile. It's not frozen. It can travel. But at least with ice, it's solid. So that's stopping the leakage of water. Although it's a much colder extreme to freeze the
Hold on,
ice.
Shabaka. Hold on, Shabaka. We gotta let
Yeah.
Jesse go. Thanks for coming on the show, Jesse. We'll talk later.
Okay,
Before
and
we
I'm
call
gonna
down
end
this
this
election
here.
stuff, Jesse, want to give your closing statements real quick? You can stay, Shabaka. Just hold on. Jesse, want to
Uh-huh.
give your closing statements?
Yes, thank you, Lady Che, for having me on the Revolutionary Agenda uh, tonight or this morning. Um, Support the campaign, y'all. I mean, it's now or never at this point. It's either you want a candidate that's going to do for Black people first, or you don't. But Black people are in a state of emergency, and I'm the only candidate that has a Black first agenda that is making Black people my priority, and it's going to do for Black people first. So if you're Black, you should definitely be supporting me. If you're other than Black and not racist, you should be supporting me as well. So go to
Right.
www.jessedenvermayor.com, support the campaign, make a donation if you can. We got about 15 days, y'all, until the deadline for the fair elections, even though it's not fair. And I'm on the verge of suing them because it's not fair. And
Right.
if you want to get petitions signed, filled out for Team Paris, please let us know. Still have many petition sections I can give out to people that are willing to go out and canvass and get signatures for me. So please let me or Lady Che know if you are available or are interested in doing that. We have 15 days to get 300 signatures to get me on the ballot. And if I don't get on the ballot,
Okay.
all of this is really for
250.
naught.
Yeah.
So support the campaign, Black family. I got on the ballot once in 2019. I can get on the ballot again in 2023. So um, now is the time to put your support behind somebody that's actually going to put your best interest first and do for you first. Uh, so support the campaign, www.jessedenvermayor.com, and check us out tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be tomorrow for a brand new episode of the Frontline Black News, Season 2, Episode 41. We're going to dive into several topics that have happened this new year so far. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And make sure you like and subscribe to all of our platforms, The Revolutionary Agenda, Frontline Black News, and Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. So peace, love, light, reparations, and Black empowerment. I'm going to bid you all a good night.
Black Power.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Okay, Lady Che. Yeah, this is Shabaka Sankori, also to the
Oh,
Frontline Black
are you
News.
ready to do
Oh,
Princess Beach? Because you can still do.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. After I do the beach, then I got to see out.
I'll make a
Okay.
quick one. I'll go back into it afterwards. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see.
Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, a story that we've been covering on our platform out of California, Manhattan Beach. It was once owned by a black family in the early 1900s. Okay, it was taken from this family through eminent domain. They went through years of litigation, and the courts had to recognize the fact that the land was taken from this black family illegally. So their heirs of it, because this is 100 years ago, are allowing this land to go for $20 million. They want to sell it back to Los Angeles County. I'm of the opinion that this family needs to say, fuck the county of Los Angeles, keep the land themselves. It's because it was illegally, seized from them anyway, simply because that they were black, period. I mean, ain't no cut and dry about it. Also, too, they need to keep that land, black family, so therefore they could have it down there and pass it down for generational wealth. See, this is what our problem is. And a lot of our great scholars have mentioned this. Claude Anderson, Dr. Anderson, Dr. Boyce Watkins have mentioned we got to have some type of generational wealth, for the descendants after us. See, so that we could prosper. So every other motherfucking group can come up here and capitalize off of us, and we all we get is crumbs off the table, and they expect us to sit up there and gleam and shine and say, yeah, the boss, them days is over. So that family there, keep your land there in LA County. I mean, pimp the city of Manhattan Beach on leases, to lease it from you. Get in their pocket, get on their helmet, exploit them. After all, that's all what they did to you. And then, as far as the reparations here is in California is concerned, yeah, we'll be checking that out because I am a descendant of slaves here in the United States of America. And all those who hate reparations, you elder types and what have you, call up Shabaka's Black Experience at 516-418-5996, and we can talk about it. So that is Shabaka Sankori for Frontline Black News right here on the Revolutionary Agenda with Lady Che. Okay, Lady Che, I'm out.
All
That's
right.
time.
All right. Okay.
Okay,
Black Power. Peace.
always. Okay. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Good.
All right, family. So much to talk about after that. Um, Hold on a second, real quick. I got something open. We're gonna talk about this Bruce Beach thing real quick. So much to talk about with the other stuff. Um, like I was saying, I'm just gonna, since damn there, motherfucking campaign managing over here. Um, just go over there and do my little due diligence. Nothing wrong with due diligence. Nothing wrong with checking your G's and C's and P's and Q's. You know what I mean? Just because you've been watching the elections, any election, there's always some bullshit going on, and just will not have us be embarrassed or called any kind of derogatory names, like any of that. So just make sure, and then just keep everybody updated because seems like information is just some days so vague. It's so hard to come by. And then it's not at the same time. So stay tuned for that. I have a realistic, tangible answer here in the next day or so with that. Um, in regards, no matter what, um, you heard the man. He still wants to proceed. So you see him, pull him over, sign that petition, give him $5. That's all I can say. I pray you got a job and a place to live. There's so many stipulations. We'll go into all that again when I try to. You see, I can't even talk about it, man. Like, I just feel fucking this. Like, mm, 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 mm. I just want to say all kind of bad words and punch something. Like, you ever just felt like that? I'm just kidding. I just want to say a lot of bad words. If the liquor store was open, I'd probably go get a drink. That's get a drink worthy material right there. Just kidding. Not doing that either. What to do? What to do? What to do with all this newfound information? Right? I'm sure the creative motherfucking brainchild behind all the Team Paris will have a tangible, realistic, fucking strategic idea by the morning, or at least by 8 in the morning. So let's move forward. Whew. Well, yeah, let's move forward. Let's talk about Bruce's Beach, Man Beach, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna say something that you probably wouldn't expect to come out of this fair shaded and mixed individual, but it's very, very important that you get a little bit of an understanding of why this is like so mm, mm, tragic. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this real quick. We're gonna watch it together. Let me go before I even get started, because I do get shadow banned. I do get shadow banned. I do. My shit does come off. Um, does come down. So let me see. Let me make sure I got that up and make sure I got everything going. Okay, bam, bam, bam. Okay, bam. Okay, cool. I'm gonna come off camera real quick just because I have to do something unladylike. Yeah, I don't want you to see it. Probably like just I'll be right. I'm here, so we're gonna start this together though, and we'll watch it together. But family, it's pertinent that you do your research and you read and you get informed, okay, and that you really listen to what's being said here. And I pray you don't make pray you don't make this motherfucking mistake, because this is like a mistake, in my opinion, in my good, honest opinion. This is a mistake. Um, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And go.
Visit him when I was about 17 years old. At that
I'm
point,
right
he,
here,
he went
family.
way out of his way to talk about
Just
how they had a resort
which
and that
calls
it
me to
was
go over
for
there
Black
for us.
people. And he said that it was really important for us to try to find a way to getting our property back.
And unfortunately, he couldn't say, you're actually, own this property. That was because of the events that took place to rid our family and other families of their property from that time.
May 1912, Miss Willa Bruce purchased Lot 8 of Block 5 for $1,225. A few weeks later, she announced that Bruce Beachfront was open for business, where guests would find a small portable cottage with a stand that sold soda pop and lunches.
Most of the people that had property down there didn't live down there year round. They only came down for weekend excursions. And it was so successful, even from the first day that it opened, the white folks decided they were going to sabotage the Black people's enjoyment of the beach. They said they didn't want Black people down there because it was going to impact their property values.
In the years that followed, the Bruces upgraded from their portable stand to a 2-story brick building. And in 1920, Willa purchased a second lot with a station on the Pacific Electric
Right
Balloon
here,
Route.
family.
Bruce's Beach had become a popular
And
destination
I'm
for
seeing
Black
smoking
Angelinos.
Bruce's Beach is in the limelight, and quite a few enjoy the day at this pleasure place.
It was a phenomenal event that was talked about, and it was extremely exciting thing to have a place where Black people could go without being harassed to the beach. So it was very important.
You have Black folk around the country who are just trying to do well. They're coming off of plantations, they're trying to thrive. And then you have a lot of governments that are putting policies in place and laws in place.
Right now, currently, is iced over. It was kind of like a little. It was kind of like a little struggle to get back to my end of the world from the Black House, because we had this last snow, and it kind of kept me over there. Um, Thankfully, Jesse, looked out for me, took care of me. It's kind of the man thing to do. Um, and that was great, because there was no way I could drive my little pirate chair over here, because it's not like the one that I've been dying to get fixed for like down there 6 months that they keep denying me on. Like, when I say I don't get no passes, or I don't get anything, I literally mean it. It does not matter what I say or anything. I can't produce a tear if you wanted me to produce a tear in regards to the lack of the lack of benefits that I'm supposed to qualify for, that I'm supposed to receive, that I can't have. You know what I mean? For whatever motherfucking magical motherfucking reason, it's just deny, deny, deny. It's not like lack of paperwork. It's not like lack of when you see me that there isn't something, that it's just visual. You know what I mean? It's none of that. I don't know what the fuck it is. And I kind of just don't care anymore at this point. Like when you apply like more than 5 times, you you know what I mean? Each time is no, and or your condition is like whatever, or you need to do this, this, and that, and it's all these extra hoops and loops when you know you can't do it because you live with conditions that are basically chronic and fatal, or chronic and terminal, or chronic and fatal, that you could die from. They seem to, like, in regards to Social Security, right? Technically, I should have been able to have it since I was small. So I probably popped out. You know what I mean? Let me tell it. Um, but definitely since I was small, and that would be in the negative, negative, negative on everything. Negative when you go in the system, you can't get adopted. Negative that you bounce around the system to every motherfucking home and juvenile the fucking facilities. Like it's just everything is meant. It seems like it's almost unintentional. That some people just have a real hard fucking life unnecessarily. And no matter how much they pull themselves up, sometimes it just gets harder. And then they'll have a good couple of years where shit's just right on point, and then it'll be back to failing, and then it'll be back to shit'll be okay. And you start to think that person starts to think that things are gonna actually, a couple of years are gonna go by and they're gonna pan out, and then suddenly it's just bam, failure again. It's like up and down, fucking roller coaster. And in my case, after this last little rejection of the Social Security shit, where I can't even go into it. Like, I mean, I can. We'll just be here for days on days and days, so it doesn't really matter. Fact is that when they tell you no, no means no, and you just keep applying, then they tell you go get a lawyer, and the lawyer will tell you some bullshit. You know what I mean? A case in point, when I got hit in the summer, around the summertime, family, I got hit. I got hit by a truck, and um, it was a white man that did it, and he worked at the same hospital I had to go to, right? He said he told the police. He told the police and everybody, I hit him. Okay, the handicapped person hit him, and they believed him, right? But beside the point, and try to get assistance from. Whereas they call a lawyer, right? So he called the lawyer. This is who the fucking lawyer says, no, we don't handle those type of cases. The ambulance chasers will not handle that type of case. So what do? I don't want to. I don't want to do it. Yeah. Hey, look, you can. I can only hear no from different people so many times before I like what you tell me no the first time. I don't even have to ask why. I have home training. No means no. There isn't really a reason anymore. You know what I mean? However, you're like, don't give up. And you want to appease everybody by not giving up. And then in hindsight, ultimately, my level of discernment is like, hell no, man. I said it from jump. I shouldn't did this. I shouldn't even listen to these people. And what I do, I listened. I did what was supposedly the correct and right thing to do, and it led down to a level of I disappoint myself. Yeah, because I know better. You know? Now, when it comes to what what a motherfucker actually needs, that everybody and their mother who isn't like me could probably get on the weirdest shit. Okay, on the weirdest shit. Motherfucker like me who got 27 qualifying motherfucking reasons to get it can't. I just decided to say fuck it. I'll figure it out. Yeah, I've been doing well this whole. I've been okay for 42 motherfucking years. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I've pushed myself past my expiration date on purpose to get through this mayoral campaign, I like really pushed myself past my expiration date to where everything fucking falls apart at one point. You know what I mean? You see the lives. You see I'm always in the hospital. It's not a game. You know what I mean? It's not a game. So at some point I'm just like, yeah, I made it this far. I learned that I now I can adapt. I can rebuild. I can do. I'm okay. I'm gonna be all right. I don't know how to panic, but I do have these moments of fear. And when I got older, it seemed like at least when I turned 40, that shit kicked in, and now I gotta kick that shit out because at some point we can't even. Some days you say all we got is each other. Can't even rely on that. See, at the end, you have yourself and yourself. You know what I mean? And you want to hope that you have a partner, but you came in the world by yourself. You should know you're gonna leave by yourself. It's nice to have company during that meantime, but honestly, the universe lets you drop into this motherfucking avatar that we're rocking currently in our physical presence, our physical state. Okay, your spirit dropped in whatever physical body it dropped into to whomever you were raised by. Right? I made it this far through all kinds of ugly shit. Another couple of years, another whatever, is not going to be no big whip at this point. So I said yesterday in my PSA, what the fuck is everybody afraid of? We've been there's what could possibly happen. Everything that has happened, everything that's bad, really, really, truly bad, has already happened to the point where we're already numb. You know what I mean? What the fuck is everybody scared for? Don't be scared. Just don't be scared. There's nothing to be scared of. If anybody needs to be scared, it's the people that have survived everything. When they get scared, then you should get scared. You know what I mean? Those are the ones that have survived every single fucking atrocity you could possibly think of. Or something bad has happened to them in every ugly manner of the word. And they're still present. And the stripes are very physically visible. When they get scared, that's when you should get scared. You know what I mean? That's when you should be worried. When they know what they know and they're telling you, hey, I'm starting to feel that little sense of fear in my heart. Shit's starting to get a little stupid. That's when I think you should worry. You know what I mean? Until then, let's not panic early. I never really got that way, and I never really had this sense of fear. It took me like 40 years. Something really ugly happened. Like 2 years ago. I cannot really shake out my system. However, it kind of sense. I think what happened was that I've been living my motherfucking life so fucking outwardly what you would consider what the normal person would consider reckless, I would consider freeing. Okay, the normal person would consider a life of degeneracy. I would consider just out there, just doing what, just doing anything and everything, and fucking having a life that I had. I just did what I did. You know, do what I do because at some point you have to rock with the hand you're dealt with. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter how much you try to straighten up, clean up, get a regular motherfucking job, be a regular citizen like your mommy and daddy want you to. Best believe I got a mama that wanted me to be some completely motherfucking different. Who knows what she really wanted me to be? And I know she just wanted me to be whatever she wanted to mold me into, and not what the fuck I am. Really? I should ask her. I should ask the villain what she wanted to see me grow up into, because it sure hell wasn't motherfucking writer, singer, dancer, anything fucking a lawyer, any of those things that I wanted to be. And I'm pretty sure she also didn't want this. But I don't know. I calculated our time together. I am the villain. I calculated it. It's it's a very short amount of time that I know that lady. So I don't know. I might have to just ask her, figure it out. However, it makes no difference right now. Fact is that I didn't have no passes, and there's times where you kind of wish, damn, you think I could win just a little bit today? Is it like every day is a motherfucking struggle sometimes? just to even get a conversation going. So I feel like some things are just naturally fucking difficult. No matter how much I try to make it easier, some things are gonna be hard. And this right here, family, is just it's a little bit of a struggle, a little bit. And I don't necessarily think it's me at this point in time. I just think that can't say I'm making. I don't even know anymore. You know, like honestly, I don't know. I don't know. It's almost like playing fucking rolling dice. You know, every day rolling the dice. And when I decided when I decided to come off the street and do good acts of service, I think that kind of fucked me up a little bit. It kind of threw me off. You know, I don't know how to explain it. It kind of threw me off. Now I'm just like, I find myself having anxiety that I never had. I find myself feeling depressed. Never felt that before. I find myself getting easily agitated and angry, and I never really felt like that. You know, it's just fucking weird. It's amazing how your fucking life changes from one day to the next. Fucking amazing.
To exploit, to control the destinies of Black folk.
If you think about where we were, so we're a half a generation out of slavery, and here you have a Black woman entrepreneur running a successful hospitality business on one of the most beautiful beaches in California. People were threatened by that.
For much of the 1920s, a campaign of harassment, both subtle and overt, was waged against the city's Black population. Ultimately, the city's leadership used eminent domain to repossess the Bruce's property.
2 more minutes.
They lost their property because the city of Manhattan Beach used a legal method to, in my opinion, commit a crime. They didn't want the money. They wanted to keep it. And so they fought it in court, and of course they lost.
One of the local leaders said that they thought that the Negro problem was going to stop our progress. We had to acquire these 2 blocks to solve the problem. So we voted to condemn them and make a city park here.
The insult is that for decades, nothing
I don't know
was
why
done
it's
with
not
the
sharing,
property.
family.
So it was very clear to the public, particularly to the African American community, that it wasn't about seizing the property through eminent domain for public good.
I'm sorry,
It was about seizing the
I don't know why
property
it wasn't
to
sharing.
arrest the success Charles and Willa were having.
Decades passed. Eventually, a park was built. Over time, ownership of lots 8 and 9 went to the County of Los Angeles, and the city of Manhattan Beach became one of the most desirable places to live in the South Bay. At the top of what was once just another sand dune is a plaque. How it got there and what it says is testament to the issue of race in America and how we are confronting the past. In 2006, when Mitch Ward was serving as the mayor of Manhattan Beach, this area had been called Parque Culiacan for over 30 years. The plaque made vague references to tragic circumstances that reflected the views of a different time, and it needed a rewrite.
We have an opportunity here to take something in our history
is
that was important
the
and
in
negative and embrace it and turn it into
our
something
city in
positive. And I
Sinaloa.
hope that the council will take the action to rename Parque Culiacan to Bruce's Beach Park. Thank you.
So I would keep Bruce's Beach out of our community. It's a nice use of alliteration, but it doesn't fit. Thank you very much.
A new plaque was installed in the newly renamed park, but the reckoning, the acknowledgement that some had hoped for, would have to wait.
I know that the wording is inadequate by today's standards. Without the name Bruce's Beach, I think it would have been more difficult for us to get the land turned back to the heirs without people knowing that the area even existed.
My family was invited to the unveiling of the plaque, and my father gave a speech, and he told the audience about how when he went to talk to his friends in school, he told them that our family owned a beach, and his friends laughed at him.
They didn't believe African Americans own beaches.
After the ceremony, my father said, this unveiling of this plaque is just the first step. And he said, we are going to get our land back. And I was skeptical, but I believe that in his heart, he knew that this was going to happen. And it was the most inspiring thing he's ever said to me.
But it wasn't until 2020, when protesters took to the streets demanding justice for Black Americans, that the idea of reparations for the Bruce family gained traction.
Tragically, the George Floyd incident catapulted the world into action.
We as a country were having this great awakening, and I was one of those that finally woke up.
And this was our opportunity to create a sense of equity, not equality, but to invest in people and communities that have been left behind. And Charles and Willa and their heirs were left behind.
I think this country has been struggling with, what does reparations look like? What is restitution? We were very much ready to have an example of how we right a wrong.
It is very easy to say equity, and it's actually very popular these days. It is quite different and far more difficult to do equity.
At the time I represented Manhattan Beach, and my field deputy there began saying, something's going on in the city about Bruce's Beach. And when I looked at this map for the first time, I said, you mean those two pieces of property where our LA County lifeguard facilities is located is where Willa and Charles Bruce had their lodge and their resort? And the answer was yes.
At the downtown LA office of the Sidley Austin law firm, George Fatheree saw an opportunity as well, one that would lead to over 1,000 hours of pro bono services.
So unlike most of my client engagements where a client will reach out and contact me, in this case, I reached out to the client. I told the client, I feel like I've been preparing my entire personal and professional life to be of service to your family in this matter.
His counterpart in the Office of County Counsel was used to dealing with complex real estate issues, but this transaction was unique.
When you suddenly come to own a very, very valuable piece of beachfront property, there are a lot of unintended consequences that we're going to need to be dealt with in order to transfer this property in a way that was beneficial to the family and not a burden to the family.
After decades of indifference and inaction, the stage was set.
I knew one day it would happen. I didn't think it was going to be in my lifetime, I have to admit. Until Supervisor Hahn came along and said, no, I'm going to get this done right away. And I said, and Anthony said the same thing. Okay, all right. I said, Anthony, no, that's not what's going to happen here.
I was like, we could be slow about this. She said, no, I want to get it done now, and we want to get it done as quickly as possible.
Within about 2-3 months, we were rolling.
And when I realized this story of Bruce's Beach landed back in the lap of me and LA County, I knew I had to do something.
It is an acknowledgement that it was wrong, and we're going to use our political power and public will to correct that course of action.
I am from the generation that Charles and Willa Bruce prayed for, and we're going to stay here until the job is done.
We can show what reparation looks like. It's going to be the catalyst, and it's going to be the spark, I hope, for the rest of the nation to follow.
Just days before lawmakers laid out their plan to return the property to the Bruce family, the Manhattan Beach City Council found itself once again confronting the past. On the agenda, whether or not to issue a formal apology.
An apology atones for past injustices that have been well documented so that we can move forward.
We can acknowledge the past and move on. Sadly, we are stuck in the past and it's suffocating.
Instead of an apology, the council approved a statement of acknowledgement and condemnation of what happened at Bruce's Beach.
I found myself being angry when people don't see the magnitude of what this meant, because this was not just an injustice on Willa and Charles Bruce. This was an injustice on their entire family, generations of Bruces, who most certainly would have been millionaires if they had been allowed to hold on to this beachfront property.
By now, the action had moved to the County Hall of Administration in the state of California. Supervisor Hahn and her co-author, Supervisor Mitchell, had the support of their colleagues on the board as they declared their formal support of California's Senate Bill 796. a proposed bill that would make transferring the land from the county to those descendants legal.
The city of Manhattan Beach owes a debt to the Bruce family. The county of Los Angeles owes a debt to the Bruce family. And the state of California owes that debt as well.
Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
The number of legislators, Republicans and Democrats, who pushed their button and wanted to stand up and speak about this vote on Bruce's Beach, they were saying things like, this was the most important vote I've ever done.
Aye. Senator moves the call.
3 months later, in a history-making move, Governor Gavin Newsom signed 796 into law at Bruce's Beach.
Hey, good to be here.
The law was used to steal this property 100 years ago, and the law today will give it back.
We're returning what was stolen, what was rightfully theirs. So this is what this day represents. Returning a property, not a gift of public funds.
Well, as Governor of California, let me do what apparently Manhattan Beach is unwilling to do, and I want to apologize to the Bruce family.
I was so excited and thrilled to see Governor Newsom apologize to our family and take responsibility for something that was egregious to our family and really changed the course of our whole family's lives.
It's about economic empowerment.
Yes.
We're moving from symbolism to substance.
After the event, I just felt the need to just, in my own quiet solitude, kind of walk out to the beach because I needed to have a personal, private moment to stand on that beach and say, we've done it. We are returning the property to you.
That's what gives us
A week later, the board voted unanimously to begin the process of transferring the land.
This is a process. It's a process that we are unfolding and figuring out as we go along. Very sticky policy issues.
The issues that we dealt with in this case ranged from genealogy, family law, tax law, corporate law, real estate law, litigation.
There is no playbook about how to return property that was inappropriately taken from a family over 100 years ago. There were real estate people involved and lawyers involved. And then we had to structure a transaction, something that would work for the Bruce's family, something that would work for the county, but that was also fair and appropriate in a way that really met the moment.
And that building sits over property that the family had, and then it would also sit on property that the county would retain. So it was sort of a complicated, well, gee, what do you do with this building? And that's when the idea of leasing back made sense.
That lease agreement is for 24 months. We are paying the family rent. And as a part of that agreement, the family has an option to require the county to buy the property from them for a set amount.
The land being returned to the legal heirs of the Bruce family has been appraised at a value of $21 million.
My goal was to make sure that we honored the Bruces and that we empowered them to make the decision that was right for their family.
But there was one final obstacle to overcome. A lawsuit filed by a local attorney argued that the property transfer would be a gift to the family, which is illegal under state law. The court disagreed.
The court didn't just say, it's okay for LA County to give this property back. The court went further.
It confirmed emphatically that combating racism is a public purpose.
When a government rights a wrong for the good of society, it fosters trust and faith from the people in their government.
The county's once-a-decade redistricting process added another wrinkle. Lines were redrawn, and now Supervisor Mitchell would represent Manhattan Beach.
And I am honored to be a member of this body at this moment of time to be able to lead and co-lead in this effort.
And at the June 28, 2022 meeting, it was her honor to sign the agreements authorizing the return of lots 8 and 9 of Peck's Manhattan Beach Tract Block 5.
Well done. Thank you. Yeah. In December, the Redistricting Commission shuffled the lines and drew Manhattan Beach out of my district, but I'm so grateful that Manhattan Beach went to Supervisor Mitchell, who's been my partner in this effort since the very first motion. And when this is done, returning Bruce's Beach will be one of the most important things that I know I've been involved in.
And finally, on a July morning 93 years after the Bruces left Manhattan Beach, they were back.
And so today, we are here to honor that courageous vision, acknowledge the trials and tribulations that pursued, and in 2022, return the property to its rightful owners. And so when you think about public displays of racist, discriminatory acts, it was important to me that we have a public display of righteousness.
This time it took more than a village. It took all of us here and all of us out there, standing toe to toe with racism and beating it down. Power to the right people.
In some way, God blessed us to have us all together this one time to celebrate and say yes to the young people. You can do this. It can be done. We did it. You can do it.
It took a lot of hands. After the advocacy and the effort to bring it to attention, then the actual sheer mechanics of doing this, you don't even want to know. Trust and believe.
This document, while it does not have the beauty of the scrolls that were just distributed, it's a bureaucratic document, but it is the official record that will show the transfer. It symbolizes for all of us that it is always the right time to do the right thing. And it is my honor to be here to present a certified copy to the family.
To be able to be a part, even a small part of something that is so important, it was humbling.
You know, to hear the support, the commitment of the county board and the state to make this happen, it was really amazing.
They told me nothing like this had ever been done before. They said the work ahead of us would be unprecedented. And today, we're sending a message to every government in this nation confronted with this same challenge. This work is no longer unprecedented.
The Bruce family has become worldwide, so everybody is part of the Bruce family, and they're all very excited. It's amazing how many hearts and minds we've touched with this amazing event that's happened.
And my thing is, like, you get a twinkle in your eye, there's a smile on your face, you know, there's a little bit of pride in your heart, and you know, that's what it feels like right now.
This was not something that I imagine was easy for LA County to do, but they showed real courage and political leadership. And my hope is now that other folks have seen that there will be followers.
It showed a very dark side of government and what government can do to people just because of their race. And so if this is the first step in trying to lead others to have a more just and equitable society for people of color, then right on.
I have worked on a lot of groundbreaking initiatives that I believe have benefited thousands and thousands of people.
Right? And then this happens. Well, let's see. Let me get out of this real quick. One second. Let's see. Here we go. Let me get out of this.
I've been low, I've been high.
Then this happens, right? Like, you know, I think it's this one right here. They had like a little speech, like.
Will and Charles Bruce.
Here in a county of 10 million and 5 million of our residents are what we call liquid asset poor.
I want to get to this little speech right here.
In the legislature.
Right.
Thank you, Supervisor.
Like this.
Justice for Bruce's Beach.
Yay!
Power to the people, power to my people.
Yes. Yes.
There's also power in numbers.
Yes.
Right. 2, the number of times within 1 month someone sent me the Daily Breeze's blog post, which taught me about the atrocities inflicted on the Bruce family by the city of Manhattan Beach.
Yes.
333, the number that kept appearing to me on clocks, social media posts, and receipts. 3:33 p.m. 333 likes. $3.33. My angel numbers, symbolic, the universe communicating to me that it was time for movement.
Yes.
8, the number of mothers I began this journey with. 3, the number of Black women warriors I complete this.
Yes.
With. Yes. 2, the number of times my life and safety were threatened.
Yes.
0, the number of times Manhattan Beach Police protected me.
My God. My God.
0, the number of dollars we led this fight with, but you can't monetize or you can't quantify the power, the strength, determination, and passion of Black women infatuated with justice.
Hallelujah! Yes! Yes!
12, the number of media outlets, government officials, and organizations who attempted to erase justice for Bruce's Beach from this story.
My God.
But my heart, my spirit, my soul has been in this from the beginning. So history would be a fool to erase me.
All right. God. Thank you. Thank you, Almighty God.
2020. On Juneteenth of last year, a reporter asked me what I wanted to see change. Spirit moved me to say I wanted policy change that would deed the land back to the Bruce family.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Now we stand here a year later. A year later.
Oh, man.
A year later.
My God.
Alongside the governor, witnessing it manifest right before us.
Yeah.
The journey here was far from easy. But I was born and raised in Harlem. So audacious courage resides within me.
Come on. That's right.
And it is extremely necessary as I move forward and aid other Black families across this country.
Right.
Tell it.
Through Where Is My Land? The fight for restorative and reparative justice continues nationally.
There you go.
Cleveland Clinic. We know what you did to Winston Willis.
Yes.
All right.
And we're coming for you.
Yeah.
No justice,
No peace.
And now I'd like to introduce Assemblyman Aramel Suchi.
Thank you, Kavon.
Yes.
I'm Al Murtsuchi, and I am proud to represent Bruce's Beach in the California legislature. I want to welcome, first of all, Governor Newsom to the South Bay, the real South Bay, not that other South Bay up north. And I want to congratulate Senator Bradford for your leadership and for the signing of your bill. I want to thank Supervisor Hahn, Supervisor Mitchell, Kavon Ward, and so many others here that helped make this happen. Before we go any further, we just heard from Kavon, who really lit the fire in this community to get things going.
Yeah. My girl.
But I also want to
make sure I got it.
Often stated, there comes a time when you make a decision that's not neither safe. 1987, that council had the courage to apologize. So why now in 2021 does this council not have the courage to apologize not only to the Bruce family, but to the 6 other families? Let's not lose them in this discussion. There were 6 other families who own property here. And they have never received that apology. So today is our way to say,
Just say you're sorry.
just say you're sorry. Exactly.
Yes.
So I'm honored to be here today. I'm honored to be the author of Speech 796. I'm honored for all my co-authors, Al Marsucci, Autumn Berg, Senator
Co-authors. Now we're gonna move forward again. Okay. So you hear the empowerment speech, right? You hear the empowerment speech, okay? So what makes this shit even worse is that was a year ago. Just lots of stuff has happened, you know. We'll read this little article right here. Hold on a sec. We get to this screen right here and shut this screen and share the other screen real fast. Okay? And I'm just gonna get to it. I'm getting to it. In like 10 minutes to get to it. um Tragic already, just tragic state of fucking affairs. Let's see. Make sure I got the right date on it, okay? Yeah, okay. Really gotta take off my glasses so I can read. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna make sure you guys can see it. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, bet. Read quick. January 3rd, Los Angeles Times. 6 months ago, Los Angeles County leaders signed off on an unprecedented transaction. They would return 2 parcels of beachfront property in Manhattan Beach to the Bruce family, the first example of the government giving back land to a black family after acknowledging it had been stolen. Tuesday, the county announced a surprise twist in the historic deal. The family would sell the Bruce's beach property back to the county for nearly $20 million. In the early 1900s, Willa and Charles Bruce were pushed out of a bustling resort they had built, beloved by the area's black community. The Ku Klux Klan, along with other white residents in the area, plotted to drive the family away. City officials later condemned their property in 1924 through an eminent domain, claiming they needed the lots for a park. The family's resort was demolished, and uh, the Bruce family moved away. The park would not be built for decades. In effort to right the wrongs of the past, the board made this monumentous decision in June to return the Manhattan Beach land to the descendants of the Bruces, a movement celebrated nationally by the reparation advocates. As part of the agreement, Bruce family members had a 2-year window in which they could require the county to buy back the property from them. They have decided to do just that. Attorney George Farthery, who represents the family, said in an interview the sale was not unexpected and the family had always wanted to have that option to sell the property back to the county. Who represents the family said in an interview the sale was not unexpected and the family had always wanted to have the option to sell the property back to the county. He emphasized the sale was still a victory for the Bruce descendants. Who would no longer have the land their grandparents were robbed of, but instead the money they should have inherited. What was stolen from the family was the property, but what the property represented was the ability to create and preserve and group and pass down generational wealth. And by allowing the family now to have certainty in selling the property to the county, taking the proceeds of that sale, investing it in their own futures, that restoring some of what the family lost, Father, he said. I think we all need to respect the family's decision to know what's in its best interest. Father, he said, multiple factors contributed to the family's decision. For one, he said, none of the descendants live in Southern California, and they were in stages of their life where they wanted money to invest. Of course they did. He also said that the land was not zoned for development. I'm sorry, family. I'm sorry. And the family members were wary of the years-long permitting fight they would need to wage if they wanted to start building. At the end of the day, what the family was very focused on was certainty and being able to access the proceeds of the sale. Mm, mm, mm. County Board of Supervisors Chair Janice Hahn, who helped initiate the transfer, similarly characterized the sale not as an abrupt change but an example of reparations at work. That they feel what is best for them is selling the property back to the county for nearly 20 million and finally rebuilding the generational wealth they were denied for nearly a century. Han said in a statement, "This is what reparations look like, and it is a model that I hope governments across the country will follow." The transfer of the property last year was hailed by some of the potential turning point in a nation with a long history of confiscating land from racial minorities, blocking them from the generational wealth that white residents enjoy. Governor Gavin Newsom, who signed Senate Bill 796 into law, allowing the county to make the transfer, called the deal catalytic. Mm-hmm. Senator State Senate Stephen Bradford, who authorized SB 796, said he supported the Bruce's decision, framing the sale as a logical, more given zoning requirements. He said barred the family from fully developing the property. Currently, he said it's zoned for only public use. It's bittersweet. I'm excited about the fact that the family can reap some monetary benefit from the property that should have been in their family for hundreds of years had it not been stolen, but it is disappointing that the family came to the conclusion of having to sell the property because they saw no long-term financial benefit. He said, "I think they just saw the writing on the wall and said, hey, we might as well sell it right now while the market's good." Mm, mm, mm. Though surprising to some who cheered the Bruce's beach transfer as a rare reparations success story, a sale back to the county has always been an option. The transfer agreement the two parties hashed out last summer contained a 2-year window in which the family could require the county to buy the land back for the value of the property, roughly 20 million. The county said in a statement the buyout option was put in the agreement of the family's request. A county team that worked alongside an attorney for the Bruce family conducted an economic analysis to determine the property's value. The county maintained a lifeguard training facility on the property since the property was transformed last summer. The county had been leasing it from Bruce's for $413,000 a year. The parties have until the end of January to close the sale, according to Fathery. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. I'm so fucking disgusted. All right. One more, family. One more, and then one more. Just one more. Um, and then I'm gonna give you my take on the situation, how I see it, and how upsetting it is, and what I would compare it to. And then everybody can get mad if they want to, but I don't really think you should. I really should think you should look at it like, mm, mm, mm. You know what I mean? So, real, real shit. One second. 1 second, family. I have to check and see where I put this last little piece at. 1 second. Let's see. Very, very disturbing. Let's see. I know a lot of people have done a lot of like try to cover this like a little bit, and and it's really intense. It's like, well, it's not intense. It's just I feel like you just kind of sad. You kind of sad a little bit. A little, it's very disappointing. Like it's very disappointing. That's all you gotta say about that. Let's see, real quick. Hmm, Right, man, present. Hmm, I can't see any glasses, Valley. I really do. At 4, I was like, I'm too vain. Now, can definitely see that it's that time.
Well, nearly 6 months after Bruce's Beach was deeded back to the descendants, the Bruce family is selling the beach back to LA County. It was once a thriving resort for Black beachgoers along the Strand and Manhattan Beach, but in the mid-1920s, the city took the property from Willa and Charles Bruce by eminent domain. Last June, LA County gave the deed back to the Bruce family. Now the family has decided to sell it back to the county for $20 million. In a statement, LA County Supervisor Janice Hahn said she fought to return the beach because she wanted to right a wrong. She added the family feels this is right for them. This is finally rebuilding the generational wealth they were denied.
A white California lawyer wants to stop the transfer of Bruce's Beach from the LA County to descendants of the Bruce family. This is crazy. Joseph Ryan, who is known for widely.
Sorry for that. Can't do it. Sorry, woman. Really, wow. My fault. Okay, and then Okay, so I gotta just go over here. All right. Damn, was I not sharing that? That I was. My bad. My bad. Okay. Um, where was I? This is what I think. This is my opinion. It's my opinion. Okay. It's it's tragedy. It's an ugly fucking tragedy. Um, I'm not gonna choose my words. This is fucked up. The reason, you know, first of all, everybody is. I'm just FBA know exactly how Foundational Black Americans know how hard it is to get reparations of any kind. Yeah, to let the shade deflect the message. Um, of any kind, especially here in the United States. Okay? And over the last motherfucking God knows how many centuries, been leapfrogged over, passed up, shit's been stolen. Everything's fucking stolen, from FBA. Nobody takes accountability. So I'm working on. You see me? I'm working on something, right? Um, nobody takes accountability. Fucking apology. You know what I mean? The message has been cut the check. You know what I mean? There's nothing else to talk about. That's been the message. You know what I mean? It's been the message. We kindly stand and beat that motherfucking drum religiously. When Bruce's Beach, when the thought of them giving back anything to the actual descendants, just hearing about it, everybody felt fucking happy about this and hopeful. You know what I mean? And yes, we all knew that you know that the county wanted to buy it back or wanted to fucking, you know what I mean? That they offered money for it. Of course they did, right? You hear all these, like, you hear them talking their little speeches and shit about, you know, the descendants, generational wealth, man. The sister with the fucking empowerment speech, right? And then now look, what a fucking waste. What a waste, right? It's a waste. You saw in the article that said that, the article said, nobody lives there, in California. They just wanted the money basically to create their own narrative, right? But you heard the wife, right, Willa, say, "This is mine, and I want to keep it." Right? So, well, the descendants made this decision to. First of all, that was a motherfucking miracle that happened, right? I mean, not that it wasn't old, of course, right? Not that none of this shit is not old. Of course it is. Of course it is. You see how fucking generations and generations of fighting for what? Just anything to get back. It's like a little win for FBA, right? Turn around and give it right back. Okay. Makes everything that everybody says, or not everything that everybody says, make it like, all the little skits and how people always talking shit, right? About um they're just gonna turn around and give the money right back to wherever they got it from. Or, they're not gonna spend it on what it meant to be spent, not gonna create generational wealth. Um just gonna turn around and give it right back. Makes all that shit a fucking reality. Right there. Bad look also too. Why? Because those people had a dream, they fought for it, They worked hard. The husband had a little truck. You know what I mean? And he made that possible. And she wanted to keep it. And she fought for it. And it was taken away. Now you give it back. They give it back to you. Fucking apology, but they give it back. And what they do? Turn around and 20 million? The fuck is 20 million? That's what then people said the value was. But it was valuable and it's valuable in a whole bunch of different ways. Okay, not just what they said the current value is. Right? But these people, I don't know if they was desperate or what the fuck is going on with them, but my opinion, in my opinion, they made everything that people the FBI has been fighting for, and how FBI has been saying, we say like, don't tell us what to do. We're not all of us are gonna just give it back. Not all of us are gonna squander it, etc., etc., etc. You know what I mean? They made all of that almost like a reality, like where we put them motherfucking stupid ass ideas out there. They just gave the shit right back. Not even like it was such a short window that they gave that back. For what? $20 million. 100 fucking years. $20 million. 100 years of harassment. Motherfucking, erasing black wealth. They just did that. They contributed to that. That's how I feel. They just erased their whole family wealth. You know what I mean? Their whole legacy. By first of all, selling out. You sold it right back. You know what I mean? I don't know any other way to put it, Philly. And it sounds harsh, but I don't even have a but. It just sounds harsh when I'm saying it. It sounds very upsetting because, you just kind of hope that in your lifetime you will see a win and someone actually do something, with what was fucking owed to them. You know what I mean? And this is the problem. This is the problem, and this is why, like when I say we, I mean just by FBA, you get anything. You cannot commit this type of fucking error or atrocity. Doesn't matter what you do, but if they give you something back, that's your legacy. Like especially land, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Especially if you know the history behind it. And you know what the people who fucking risk their lives to create something for their actual fucking descendants, their children, then their children's children, then their children's children. You see what I'm saying? You shouldn't do that because that makes it like everything the husband and wife did was for nothing. They shouldn't even got it back then if it was gonna be like that. You know what I mean? And so like subliminally, like sneaky in the sneak this type of way. That's what one of the people said. Like, and then to make it like like what does what reparations look like? Is it family? Is it really? Is it what reparations look like? Or is that what greed looks like? Greed from the county because they took an L and they wanted it back. Greed from the family that took what they consider a win financially. Quick. It was like winning the motherfucking lottery. Instead of spacing out your fucking payments, you took the big lump sum and then you went squandered it fucking 2 years later and you have nothing. Instead of setting yourself up for, reoccurring payments, what I mean? So that in case you did fuck up for like that first little bit, you were able to get a hold of yourself, learn to fucking, reinvest it. You were able to build off of that eventually. Because, it's likely that you got a little bit of money, you ain't had no money ever. Them motherfuckers weren't acting like that. You know what I mean? They weren't acting like they didn't have no money. They're living out, somewhere else. Not in California. You was on the top of the fucking house looking over. You know what I mean? They're getting $413,000 just for the training center. So it wasn't like, really hurting or anything. You know what I mean? It just seems, you know what I mean? Right? Yeah. So, in my lifetime, I want to see a little win. I got to see a little win. So I feel like that was just the wrong thing to do. And it makes every fucking negative, derogatory thing that people have been saying about what's going to happen when you give back or you give reparations. This is the type of shit they're talking about. Somebody just made this motherfucker reality. You know what I mean? It sounds harsh. It sounds really fucking harsh. I know. I can't believe. I don't even want to say it. But that's what it looks like. Right? Because the people worked hard, gave the shit back to him. Right? The husband and wife. He had a little cart. The little kid. And she said she wanted to keep it. They couldn't even honor that part. All this fucking motherfucking empowerment speeches and shit for what? Look what you did. You know what I mean? For $20 million. The fuck is $20 million right now? Look at how everything's fucking expensive. Like I said, it's like winning the lottery. I mean, people don't. They decide, let me just get that lump sum. Right? Instead of planning, thinking about it, thinking long and hard about it, getting like 3, 4, 5 fucking different opinions. You hear me? Of how you should learn how to financially educate yourself on what you would do with your lottery winning. It's kind of like that. You know what I mean? Except this is something old. It just makes every motherfucking sorry ass fucking statement that anybody's ever said that makes everybody fucking upset and defensive. It makes it like a fucking, like almost like a, well, they did it. And now that's going to be the thing. Well, they did it. You know what I mean? And here we go with the fucking automatic defense. We're not them. Right? You see what I'm saying, though? All because of greed, impatience, greed. You know what I mean? That's really what it was about. Real estate, greed. You know what I mean? The county wanted it. They took that to the L, had to give it back. They wanted it. So they put that little offer on the table. You know what I mean? They didn't, we can't just, we don't live here. What the fuck, man? Like, so fucking what? Go home. Your family started something. Go fucking home. Because you can't develop on it? Because you don't want to be patient? Why the fuck would you develop on it? The fuck you gonna develop? Even if you did develop it, who's it gonna cater to? Is it gonna be all black? They weren't gonna do that. See what I'm saying? They weren't gonna be black first over there. That's the whole point. Like, it's like they just want to cut their fucking losses on a fucking legacy. You can't take that like that legacy's right there. See what I'm saying? Yeah, you can take your money and go home, go to Virginia, wherever the fuck you want to go. But your legacy is right there. Blood, sweat, and toil was right there. Fake ass motherfucking apology was right there. They gave it back. You gave it back to them. Right there. You know what I mean? The fucking, the harassment, the fucking embarrassment, the threats, the atrocity happened right there. You take your little money, the legacy right there disappears. And eventually they'll forget. They won't fucking pass that shit on because what are they going to pass on to? What are they going to pass on? They left their legacy back there. for $20 million. That's why it's disturbing. In my personal opinion, that's why it's upsetting. Because now, not only are we going to have to, I say we ingest, not only are we going to have to go super hard on what actually is fucking owed, right? A fucking blood debt. But then you got to do you got to do better than them. You got to do better than them. You got to actually do better than them. Because right there, what they did was, in my opinion, only fucking a travesty in itself. That was a tragedy in itself. It made everything that the husband and wife did for nothing. It made everything that the people whoever worked on that shit to give it back to them for nothing. All for fucking greed and patience. You know what I mean? If you were gonna develop anything that was all black, everything just for that, because that's what they wanted to do. It's what they attempted to do. It's a lot of, you know what I mean? Were they gonna do that because it's all the white people walking around over there? Were they gonna do that? No, they weren't. But it's okay to be pro-black when it's convenient. That's another part that fucking pisses me off. They're pro-black when it's convenient, and they were saying all that high shit. But when it came down to it, they sold it and they left. They sold it. They're gonna sell it. I mean, come on now. It's right there. The writing's on the wall. There's no turning back. You know what I mean? They're gonna do it. And so, in this generation, what this is not a win no more. Not gonna lie, man. I wanted to see this win. For real. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to see this win. For real. It's disappointing. See, that's how I feel about it. That's my personal opinion about the Bruce Beach thing and why it's bad. Why it's a black eye on everything that's been being worked on for a long fucking time, because it's a hard thing anyway to get fucking United States, anywhere in the United States, to give back anything that is owed to FBA. I mean, they give up everything to everybody else. I'm not lying about that shit. You know, I'm not lying about that. So, you know what I mean? When you get these little tiny fucking wins, kind of want to see it play out. You know what I mean? And it didn't play out. In fact, somebody just fucking made whatever bullshit they've been hearing for fucking at least 5-10 fucking years a fucking reality. They didn't just gonna go right back. You just gonna spend it all. Just go, you know what I mean? They gave it right back. That's the first thing that happened. You know what I mean? Shame on the county. County shouldn't even. County, if you're gonna give it up, just give it up. You know what I mean? But they didn't. They left it on the table. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the shit. My opinion on that. I see little eyeballs. Thank you for watching. Whoever that is, I appreciate you for chiming in on the revolutionary agenda, or at least watching it. At least that's rip. I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna probably do another little broadcast tomorrow. I'm definitely doing it on Facebook because I've made a commitment to 15 days of PSAs. So I'm definitely gonna do that. I have another topic to talk about as regards to the influx of immigration. So I'm gonna tackle that tomorrow sometime, or I'm sorry, a little later on today. So stay tuned for that. Probably be sometime before 6 p.m. Colorado's time or Mountain Time. So stay tuned for that. And hope you learned a lot from earlier. I know I did, and I'm thoroughly upset from that conversation too. But nothing really stops the show. It just, this creative genius just needs to learn, just needs to figure it out. And I'll probably figure it out by 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning about really tackle this little fair elections dilemma that Mr. Ferris was talking about. And I'm pretty sure by 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, this creative genius right here, part two of or the other half of Team Paris, will come up with something motherfucking amazing, because that's just what I do. So, and really change up. I gotta really change up some things, because, like I said, I just feel like look, if you know something, especially when people are trying to help you or whatever, or even not even that, but when you like God, man, the one thing I regret is being a person off the street, not knowing anything, and learning so quickly, and then not knowing that. Well, not it's not that I didn't know. It's just that you can't talk to everybody about anything. You can't ask anybody about politics, especially when you're looking for the right answer to certain things, because they're only out there for themselves. So you can't ask, like, you can't consult a certain consultant of some sort, because everybody's clicked up with everybody, and then your business is out in the fucking open. Like, you just can't. You know what I mean? So you go to reading and reading and reading, and then you find certain things, like there's certain things like we learned today, and I'm over here stuttering. I'm there hardly, rarely, right? That's when you learn something, you're just like disturbed by it, because you should know, but you're busy reading all the motherfucking statutes and codes and learning shit that someone should have shared some shit. You know what I mean? Like, and you feel kind of like, oh my god, man. There's a reason people go to the liquor store and drink beers all day. You know what I mean? Like that, it kind of makes you feel like that. But and you're like, man, now I gotta readjust. I play strategy games. Now I gotta readjust. You know what I mean? I gotta readjust, which is part of fucking, me, just me personally, being able to adapt. And I'm like, oh my god, do I read? Do I? Like just like doing. I'm doing calm down, Brady. I'm doing campaign management out of fucking nowhere, cuz like, you know what I'm saying, on the street. Then I know nothing about nothing, learning everything on like right then and there in the midst of everything, and I'm thankful I'm a fucking speed reader, and I just know, I just am. But there's certain things I feel like, if the world wasn't so motherfucking corrupt, maybe I could just ask somebody better than has experience. However, you can't ask nobody that has experience, because they, first of all, not everything is about motherfucking money, but apparently everything's about motherfucking money. You see what I'm saying? They got these old bourgeoisie motherfucking mentalities, right? And then everybody's a motherfucking hot boy gossip. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing sacred. No, nothing sacred. You know what I mean? Everybody over there fucking being nosy and snitching and telling everybody's motherfucking business. And to me, that's still snitching. You see what I'm saying? And you can't get the right fucking answers. And everybody's vague. Everybody, including the people that shouldn't be vague, are fucking vague. And you're like, look, man, I read everything, but what, you're not saying something. What are you not saying? And you don't find out till like 6 months later what they ain't saying. And you find out in the worst motherfucking way. Like when you're asking a fucking pertinent question in front of everybody. Make it make sense. It can't. It doesn't. So then it leads to a motherfucking person like me, just like, okay. Okay, well, I already knew you were going to play dirty. Okay, this is how we. Okay, now I guess. Okay, readjust. This is Sparta. You know what I mean? Art of war. All right, all right. Have it your motherfucking way. You see what I'm saying? Come on, man. It makes it difficult. Like I was saying earlier in my PSA, there's probably like maybe 5 fucking people and 25 people that actually got fucking integrity. They're actually regular, real people, and everybody else is a motherfucking bought paid for fucking item. They're going along because they want that man, they want that bread, they want this, they want that. They making all kind of motherfucking unrealistic motherfucking promises, unrealistic fucking shit. We probably got like 5 people between the mayoral and the city council, maybe 6. I don't know, 5, 6, maybe. Actual fucking integrity, regular people. They come from the bottom. They're all from the bottom. Really, bottom level. Yeah. It's gonna make it like keep blaming motherfucker for wanting to just wild out and just be bold about some shit. I don't think anybody can really blame me for that. Like, so I'm like, no asking. I'm just telling. I'm telling you. I am telling you, not asking you. That's just the fucking mentality of it all. Why? Because all this fucking backwards, this double talking word salad motherfucking mixture of motherfucking games and no more. No more. No fucking more. You know what I mean? No more. And I was like, I promise you, by like 9 o'clock, I'd have restructured a plan. Oh, that's it. Part of Team Paris's greatness is right here. I think at some point people have to get kind of doggish with this. Real shit. You know what I mean? Like, man. Thankful it's Jesse running. You know what I mean? Because they would never, the city would never let a motherfucker like me run ever for anything. Okay, but just off of a lot of, just off the basic simple things, you know, like those things will disqualify me, right? Man, they're lucky because I'm like, oh my god, I find any way, any way to change the game. You know, part of the genius of Team Paris. You gotta think like this. You gotta think like this. The worst part about it, though, is that you have to be right and exact and correct and do things the right way, like a legitimate person, like a civilized individual, knowing that this shit is not civilized, though. You know what I mean? It's all fancy big words, projected shit, right? But it's not civilized behavior at all. You see what I'm saying? But you have to do it right and exact. You gotta talk like they want you to. You gotta present yourself like you're supposed to. You know what I mean? Like me, no, fuck no, and no. No. That was, man. There was like 34 questions. I answered them brandy way, man. The brandy way. I was like, man, I gave myself high fives and slam dunks. But that's because I'm tired. You see what I'm saying, family? Tired. I done seen some ugly ass shit in 40 years. And I think it came out here in like 88. Do the math. From 88 on, I done seen the city change in the worst motherfucking way. I done lived on the motherfucking streets. I know I seen the whole all kind of shit. I got more lived experience than everybody was fucking running for like 10 people. Hey, I've seen everything on all fronts. Money, no money. Grass is greener on that side. This side, in and outs. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm like, for 42 motherfucking years, I feel like I lived a life for like 10 people. That's why I'm like, no, no, and no, and fuck no, and fuck you, and no. If they can't go, you can't do. You got to do it like that. You got to be a Democrat, or you got to go along and say, yeah, I'll take that development money. I'll do whatever you want me to do. Be that little pretty little motherfucking duck. Yeah, go ahead, toss that pack money over. Right. What I would like to see is, oh my god, I can't even tell you what I would like to see. It's going all about this all wrong. Not over here, but everywhere else. I just, in my mind, what I learned, I have to readjust. That's part of tangibles too. Is that when I'm out in the world, I talk to people all day long. When I'm outside, like everybody who's working, like everybody. I've actually talked to the actual people. Like trash men, bus drivers, people that work at the hospital because I'm always sick. People work in Walmart, like actually stocking shit. I actually talk to regular people, you know what I mean? So I know what the fuck they want because I'm actually talking to them. I actually asking them questions, like real fucking questions, right? It's mental note. And I go, right? So what I learned today, I just have to readjust because in my mind it's like we're creating the plan, the Paris plan, like the little mayoral proposal plan or whatever the fuck he wants to do for like 4 years. That's just me talking. I'm just being me right now, right? It's already 37, 38 pages long. I backtrack like 6 pages and change up some shit, and that's what I was thinking about. I was like, oh, I just gotta readjust. I gotta change up something, change up a couple of things. But every time I hear from people or about what they need or what they don't have or what's lacking or what's needs to be strengthened here or weakened there, you know what I mean? This has to happen. This has to happen. This has to. I go back and I readjust. How can I say I mean in just Jesse, right? Just like we're a team, right? So let's put in that mindset. How can Jesse offer tangibles to the people if the needs are constantly changing and you're not listening, right? So part of just running for office, you have to listen to every single element. Doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter what it is, you gotta pay attention, be observant, and evolve as it changes, right? And it fucking changes on a goddamn everyday basis, at least 4 times a day. Some new shit's happening, right? And everybody's like, "Oh, the mayor don't listen." Well, in this one instance, right, with all the motherfucking ugly ass barriers that are standing in the fucking way as of like right now, like what I learned today, right? As I said, I want to go do my due diligence and really, I want to go check on what we know on our end before, just you goddamn anybody call me a motherfucking liar, you know what I mean? Or tell me I misrepresented some shit, or he did, or whatever. I'm fucking goddamn. So I just want to, double check. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody should fucking check their G's and C's, P's and Q's, dot their I's, cross their T's. You know what I mean? Why not? It's getting fucking a little crucial out there, Personally, I'm an Aries, Capricorn. We do things a little different. You know what I mean? Figure that part out, right? But I was like, we listen to everything, so we have to adjust. That's one thing that nobody talks about. They want to go on listening tours. They want to do whatever's gonna get the fucking signature, whatever's gonna get the little donation, whatever, right? Whatever pretty little duck dancing they gotta do, whatever pretty little talking points they gotta say. Right here, this is one time you see some raw shit happen, and It's not supposed to feel good. Definitely not. It definitely doesn't look good. Right? And it's definitely not for human consumption because it's so fucking gritty. But that's the only way things are going to change. Really. Because at this point, going along and doing what the fuck everybody else has been wanting you to do, been done. It's been done. And it's got us nowhere but gentrified, ethnically cleansed. We're living in a motherfucking broke down motherfucking concrete, hostile fucking infrastructure type of city. Right? People actually commit crimes to do work. Right? Racism is epic. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to talk about that. And you know shit. And shit's just fucking foul. Right? We're trapped in all kind of different locks. You know what I mean? So and then you got the people, civil unrest. Not just from the unhoused, but just regular fucking people. Unhappy. So readjustment time. Anyway, family. I look forward to talking to you guys sometime later on this late morning. Thank you for watching. Stay black, stay dangerous. Obviously, do better when when reparations come. Do better than these people did, and don't do that. Just don't do what they did. Like, especially if you get land and shit back, don't do that. Stay out the way, stay out of trouble. Look out for everybody, and be nice to people. At least be nice to your brothers and sisters. And I want to talk about also too when I come back. I want to talk about why we don't have a Black Amber Alert, and Indigenous people do. And obviously, there's an Amber Alert out, but why? Why? You know, the fuck. Anyway, stay black, stay dangerous. Thanks for watching. I enjoyed seeing everybody. I enjoyed doing this show. I'm back home. I'll be here for a couple of days at the dollar. I feel like somebody's just ready to get their ass whooped outside. What happens when you live in the hood? Anyway, talk to you guys soon. I gotta go check that out. And yeah, peace. Oh, I also want to thank my our West Coast correspondent, Shabaka Senkwari and Jesse Paris for showing up and talking to us a little bit. And yeah, see you guys soon.